He'd be like, check this out.
Oh, no, take that out.
Get out of here.
No, bad.
Hey, check this out. Yeah, you definitely have to cut that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 119 of Press Any Key. Thank you very much for joining us. Wherever you are, your car, your home office, your Alexa in the kitchen,
Under a bridge.
you're fighting with your wife. But yeah, you can find us on all social media down below at pressantykey.tv. You could also join the conversation, not just in our comments section, but in our Discord. You can like this video. You can share it with your friends. And with me, as always, are my co-hosts. Everyone give it up for Nick McFly. Everyone say hello to Mike Burke. Everybody give it up for Liz on the ones and twos.
Hey, Gingy.
She's over there. I don't know, dude. That's her Twitch name, everyone. Go over there at Hey Gingy. Subscribe. Subathon. It's Pikmin Palooza.
You
right
like
now.
Legos? You're in luck.
Oh, yeah, can I plug Pikmin Palooza?
Plug
Yeah.
it.
Ahead.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not to be confused with the Dickathon.
No,
Different.
no.
And the Pikmin Dickathon is next week.
So right now I'm doing Pikmin Palooza on my Twitch. We're currently a little over halfway through Pikmin 1. Then we're going to Pikmin 2. And then Pikmin 3, and then the week after July 21st, because I will be consumed by Barbie and Oppenheimer, we are playing Pikmin 4. So come join us. Hey Gingy on Twitch. Barbenheimer.
So what is you know, it's funny that you bring up Barbie and Oppenheimer because I don't want to, let's not bury the lead here this week, boys. We're talking about Indiana Jones. We got some stuff to talk about before that, but I just want to get this right off, like right at the back, is that I'm glad that there's a breathing week.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm glad that there's a week to breathe. It seems like they moved up the release of Mission Impossible a
Because
few
the
days.
Flash is going out of 1,400 theaters.
Yeah.
They're taking that shit
Tom
out.
Cruise was like, that's my opportunity.
Honestly.
So they're moving that up, and then we have another 2 weeks until the end with Barbie, and then that's it. Then the rush is over.
We got to get tickets, right? You can get tickets for Barbie and Oppenheimer
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
We got to lock that in.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it though, because it seems the trend these days is that these things just aren't making money anymore.
I don't know.
However, I think these next three
The
will.
memes around Barbenheimer are
Yeah.
going to generate
Yeah.
asses in seats.
This is what Sony wanted with Morbius.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes, and Minions. Like
Yeah.
this is the Minions effect in full
Exactly.
force.
And Mission Impossible is, Tom Cruise has always kept his profile high, and that's a movie that is gonna make over 100 million on the opening weekend in the US, but that motherfucker's gonna have legs because you remember what Top Gun did, and the last Mission Impossible movies have all been, like I said, there's precedent set here, and it exists outside the Marvel Disney content machine. We'll call it that. But yeah, so actually starting with Marvel Disney content machine. So Mike, tell me about these Spider-Mans, all right? Tell me about these different versions of Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse.
Shit. So like
Shit.
So it's been going around Twitter that there's at least two versions of the movie playing in theaters, of course, because it's a multiverse and there's got to be differences and got to be craziness going on. I have just stills, Pat, instead of from YouTube kind of content, but users on social media, this is actually one of the main posts, Liz, if you want to pull it up, where it kind of started looking into all of this, is they're noticing a lot of little tiny details. It's really nothing that changes the plot. It's nothing that moves anything forward, that are just differences in movies. And I don't know if it's intentionally the editors doing like a Mandela effect kind of thing, or they just want to really fuck with everybody. But for this one, for example, we have Lila, who is his like AI assistant. So she's just kind of like talking to him. This is when he's calling for backup. She goes in for like a fist bump on the left one. On the right one, though, she takes a picture, like a selfie, and he's got bunny ears on it. So this tweet actually is quote tweeted by, you see? It's quote tweeted by Andy Leviton, however you pronounce their name, who's an associate editor and voice actor, actually on both of the Spider-Verse films, and confirmed that these rumors are true, basically saying, I was wondering when people might start noticing.
Fun.
Do you guys remember which one of these you saw in theaters?
I saw this one. I don't remember the bunny ears at all.
I saw the bunny.
You remember
I
the bunny?
think I saw the left one.
I
Interesting.
think
Fist
yeah,
bump.
because I also didn't see the horse. Like I saw Spider Horse,
Oh.
but I didn't see him riding the horse. That's
Yeah.
another one, right?
I think that's one. I haven't seen that. Like, I saw people talking about it. I haven't seen that, like, double confirmed.
Who is riding a horse?
Miguel. Or not Miguel, I'm sorry, Miles.
Miles?
Miles.
He was escaping the Spider Society.
Where's your
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so, yeah. Let me pick it up in Discord. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. But
So did you get him riding the horse?
I got him riding the
Okay,
horse.
so you got
Okay.
one version, and the three of us had a different version.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's only 2 versions so far, and I don't really know.
Where
if
did you
they're-
drop the
It's direct.
Oh, it's my direct message.
Yeah, and it's a box link, so you'll have to download a zip.
God, it's sick.
But so some people are wondering if these are like, because when did you guys see it? Do you remember?
I saw it the day it came out.
Day
I
it
saw
came
it
out?
that Sunday morning after it came out.
Right, and I think I saw it on that Friday.
So you think it's like it depends on the times?
It either depends on that. I don't know if it's regional. Some people were kind of wondering if they were like, kind of like going back, and you know how they can like update movies now.
Right.
Basically, they were wondering if they've done a couple updates on certain.
Well, I
things.
don't know.
Did you see
What's
this
the-
in New York, or did you see this in New Jersey?
I saw it in Manhattan. Yeah.
Okay, because I guess like the commonality here, if we want to talk about regional, the three of us saw it in New Jersey, and you saw
Yeah.
it in New York.
Hmm.
So
I can't open these or download these because I don't have a box profile, and this is from.
You can just download. Click download.
I'm trying.
And just your downloads in progress.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering. Well, I don't know what the process is for getting in the digital age, getting the movie to the individual theaters. What that distribution process looks like. Do you guys?
Lots of
know?
uncompressed files.
Yeah.
I have
for
no
sure.
idea, but
I mean, like if you're like something like Christopher Nolan, you do 11 miles of film reel
Well, yeah, but for everybody else.
for
in the
everybody
industry.
else.
go in numerical order, Pat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
So I would assume it's just like by theater. It's like here's the file. So that
I
would be
guess
my
so,
guess,
right? Like,
rather than saying, okay, this is your 8 a.m. to 11:30, a.m. version of the movie.
yeah, it might have been like New York gets version B.
Yeah.
They definitely
version
did
A.
it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no projectionist is like, well, I'm not redoing all. Yeah,
It's like, all right,
just
it's
not-
11 o'clock. I'm showing 15 of these movies
All right,
today.
Okay, I see what you're saying
So
here.
this
now.
is
Liz, you wanna come
these
back
are
over?
from New Rockstars did a video on this. So I grabbed these stills from them.
This
Shout
is
out.
the bunny ears and
This is
the.
the bunny ears one. Second one is actually in the very beginning.
I saw version A for this one.
I didn't see version A for this one, so it's
Okay.
consistent that it's version B. But this one is Miguel going to actually bite the vulture in the beginning scene. So it starts out, both of them start out as version B right here. You just kind of see that shot. And then in version A, it gets closer up. You see his mouth, and then you see the vulture in like his eyes, like he's going to get bitten, and he screams. But then both of them cut back to what ends up being in version B. And that's
So
like
this
the
is just
actual
like an
helicopter.
elongated shot.
It was basically just like they put these two shots in version A on the left in between that. If they just spliced it and then put it in before the helicopter kind of comes in.
I see.
Some people were, if you just go back, because
Oh, sorry.
yeah, some people were like thinking they were like, oh, since they don't really go into like Miguel being a vampire or like his vulture or the like animalistic element of
Right.
him, they're like, this is where some people are like, they think they might have corrected things, being like, oh, we just took it out because we really didn't end up using it. I actually
I
like
don't know.
that version a lot better because in the beginning, then it shows off Miguel as like a little bit more the villain,
Right.
which I didn't
It
get.
drops that little hint right up front.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you still got it in this one. If they were correcting it, why wouldn't they just take it out completely? Why?
This is
Why would they?
This is like a quick shot.
But
that,
why,
it's even-
why not even just get rid of the vampire teeth?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's, to me, makes it seems like it's more intentional than a correction.
I think so too. Next one's a super quick one. This is just when Miles' dad, Jeff, falls through the spot portal. One of them, at this one on the left, it just shows his face for like a hot second. The other one is actually kind of like a scene of him falling through for a couple frames, and I think like a bagel is falling through with
Yep.
him. And it's kind of like
did we talk about that being like a callback to Everything Everywhere
Yeah.
All at Once?
Well, I mean, if you watch the first Spider-Verse, he hits that dude with a bagel.
He does.
yeah, but it's also like throughout this
Yeah.
this movie, there's a lot of things. But this is like the second one, people are saying sets it up a lot better because that whole thing where he's about to like look into that portal and like jump off the thing, but then just runs down the stairs.
Yeah.
So they were like, this one might have been a little bit better with version B setting it up.
Right.
Next one is just Spot touching the mini collider when Gwen's looking in his apartment. So the first one, he says this whole kind of thing like he's like, oh, this should work. Oh, it'll vaporize me and everyone in the building. In the version A, he's like, what the heck? showing kind of he doesn't care. And then version B is actually, which would not be so good, which is maybe
Oh,
kind of
there.
like, he might be a little
Different version of Spot,
redeemable.
yeah.
So
They're what's it called? That's interesting that they're changing dialogue too.
yeah,
Yeah.
this next one's kind of simple and straightforward. It's with Paviter Prabhakar, however you say.
Spider-Man India.
Yeah, Spider-Man India's name. When he's doing the whole chai tea scene, the left one, you can see his head's down. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. He's a little more apologetic. The right one, he's kind of like, what? And like, I'm sorry, like a little more defensive about it. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of like, again, choosing some of the voice acting and description. Next one through is hobby. So this was funny because I saw some people were actually like, people just couldn't understand what Hobby was saying for a lot of the film because of his accent.
Yes.
And they didn't really understand who he was. So all they've done is just add that little like that. I know it looks like it's added in like post. So that's kind of like just normal comic-y. This is when Peter saves or Miles saves the kid on the bridge in Moonbatten. Gwen is running up on the left one saying like, no, please, no, come on. Like, basically don't get hurt. Don't happen. Like, don't be like Peter Parker. And then apparently on the right one, they just took out all her dialogue.
Right.
Which makes her seem like a lot more cold.
And you like alluding to her place in the.
I would say it's more. It's a more focused thing, I guess, and she's probably already thinking the worst.
Well, we at this point don't know that she's kind of in on the whole. There has to be canon events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So both of those. Next one's just kind of fun. This is when they're in the Spider Society and everybody's telling the jokes. They just changed, like this one, the yellow one has been traditionally used to like do Miles' monologue and kind of like his description through a lot of the show or a lot of the movies. But then this one on the right, they just made it blue.
It's also like sometimes like characters in comic books, like they're describing what they're thinking and feeling. Like this is top left hand like side of the panel, or like, this isn't like direct dialogue between characters, and it's not even necessarily thought bubbles. It's more or less giving, it can be like used to give context, or it can be used to setting, or it can be used to like, the one I think of all the time when I see stuff like this is I read a Batman Superman comic when they did the New 52 about them both arriving to Earth, and Superman arriving to Earth, Batman's parents getting shot, and the way that they did it was page by page was a different story, and the panels for Superman were like this reddish yellow hue, and the top left, explaining like he crashed here as a baby, he this it, and then Batman's all like blue and purple, and it's like he was here, and then it switches to their monologues too. So this kind of is given. I mean, I think they're just doing this for fun, changing the colors, because I don't think the colors really has to do anything with the characters or story. But I think it's nice that they included it. You know what I mean?
One of the things they did mention with the blue for version B was that kind of, it also shows, it alludes to Miles being like a little more alien outside of the rest of these Spider Society people, not being the one that kind of falls in line. Where the one on the left is kind of him feeling included, and it's kind of like, yes, these are all Spider-Man's thoughts and dialogue, but... last one is just kind of funny. It's with Ben Reilly's. It's also a voice line change, and this was done by Andy Samberg was the voice of this, right?
Yes.
So I'm sure he just like riffed for.
I got the B version of this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't remember which one I got.
So the first one he says, he's like, this one's
one
called
did
a
we get, Liz?
sleeper hold.
Can you read version B just because we can't see it with our faces over
that's
there?
fine. Version A is, this one's called a sleeper hold. I'm using my bicep to constrict your... And then he gets cut off. And then version B is, I've got you trapped in my well-defined musculature, so don't even. And then he gets cut off.
I think we had B.
B.
Yeah, I think we had B.
So that now feels like we got a mix.
Which is weird because I also feel like I had B. I remember the musculature.
Yeah, that was a line that stuck out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, that was the thing, is like he was overdrawn
Yeah,
because
it's
he's
the
from the
90s,
90s.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so I'm wondering if where there's version A and version B, there's just like maybe 3 or 4 films out there where it's different
Using bits and
mashups
pieces.
of
So
those
that's
versions.
what people are like, it's at least. 2
not
versions.
saying
Yeah.
it's a direct one-to-one, but I do know that there's a lot of big bands that do 3 different like versions of the set list. So everybody gets the hits, but everybody gets something different too.
Yeah, other stuff
so that they
peppered in.
rotate 3. So it's like this. Maybe there's not a version A and B.
Right.
There's just, we put this into a computer and told it what scenes can be swapped.
Oh, you just had a
And
lot
then
of, like,
it just fucking
binary options.
yeah,
for
and
it.
then it just made a bunch of different
Interesting.
versions. You know what I mean?
So there's like a branching, like, oh, it can divert to any of
That's
these
exactly-
and then come back together.
yes.
Okay,
That's
a logic tree.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Like how there's different timelines,
Ooh.
but then
And that
there's
they're all
still
strung
canon
together by a
events.
web.
Yeah,
and that
there you
there's
go.
yeah.
Oh my god,
be
that is
interesting.
so smart.
People I was just
we
talking,
got it, folks.
I was
We
just-
cracked the
I was
code.
just
Here at
talking
Press
to-
Any Key, we figured it out.
I was just talking to my friend the other day who saw, Into the Spider-Verse, and he was like me. He liked it, but he didn't love it. He didn't think it was like the best Spider-Man movie at that point or anything.
The first one.
The first one. And he's like, before we hung out a couple weeks ago, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to see the second one. What did you think?" I go, that might be one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, it's that good. And I went the whole list. It's the best one of this. He goes, "Okay, yeah." He goes, I don't know. And Spider-Man, I'm not really, like, my peak of seeing movies was 2019. He came here yesterday and he was like, "That was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life." I was like, "Yeah, it's legitimately that good. Like, I don't have to oversell it or be like, if you like, no, just see it. It's that fucking good." And this is why. Like,
And I think what's really cool about this too is they didn't like beat you over the head with this as a marketing ploy. They weren't like,
Yeah.
"Hey guys, you should go see it 4 times," because there's 4 versions, and the 4 versions are literally a subbed line of dialogue.
because I bet you Amy Pascal didn't even know that this was going on. I guarantee you this was a Lord and Miller thing, which, by the way, I don't think Miller was very involved. I think it was just Phil Lord.
Okay.
So I think it was just a him
In
thing.
everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, I think like, because their company is like Lord and they're like legal, whatever.
It's
how
like
they,
Lennon McCartney.
how they
no
build
matter,
themselves.
No matter how much work goes into it, it's always a Lennon McCartney song.
Hall never had a hit without Oates. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Is that like is that they're a package deal? But apparently he did not spend a lot of time in this, and this is the brainchild of Phil Lord, and he's a goddamn genius, as you can see.
Yeah.
So I mean, the animators are great too.
Yeah, they're good too.
they did okay.
It's the best. This is ushering in a new era of animation.
Yeah.
So
And you want to know what else was ushered in this week, Nick? A brand new version of the apology video. I'm glad that it's
boy.
here.
That's true.
All right, yeah.
Into
So
the
we're doing
apology-verse.
some internet drama here.
I can't
this
believe
week.
these are still relevant. Like,
Well,
Dude.
apology videos.
It's
Well,
just
there's-
as relevant as Miranda sings.
Well, there's level setting, right? First it was like notes app apology, then it's like I'll just stick the camera in my face from my phone, and then you started getting the Will Smith, which was carefully curated questions that definitely the comment section didn't ask, but try to give. You know what I mean? You saw it,
And then, like,
it's
a
some
Reddit
sort of production,
Yeah.
and there's
where
like a
someone
Reddit
else
AMA
is
or something.
answering.
Yeah. But this is like, dude, I don't know. The next person who gets called out for something with kids, bro, they need to do a full fucking song and dance.
Yeah.
They need
I've
a
written
fully
a stage
produced
production.
It's gonna be
$1 million
the greatest
music
showman
video.
of like
Like-
apology videos.
Like, Kevin Spacey was like, "Oh, I'm gay. That's why I've done all these
But
fucked
then
up things."
he did that whole scene as
That's what I'm getting. to, is
Yeah,
that,
like-
all right, that didn't work. So what's next? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just do this thing where I'm cooking in not his apartment, somebody's
his,
apartment.
But that's his
Let him
that's
cook.
his character from the show.
And then remember what the thing he did in the park too? You know, that
What did he
one
do in
wasn't even an apology video.
What did he
He was
do?
just being Frank in a park. Like, it's just super weird.
I'm gonna
It's-
get my show back.
It's
Yeah.
super weird. So but yeah, so Colleen Ballinger is her name.
Do you know her
Right.
at all? Like about her?
Okay,
Like,
I heard the name went during her time of relevance, and I see some of the pictures and stuff, and I go, "Oh yeah, I kind of heard." But like, I wasn't into this.
That I was involved in musical theater, I had friends who were fans of
Oh, I
hers
bet.
in 2006 to
It's
2010
like-
era.
she's got like cameos in a ton of shit. Like she's got a cameo in
She
Wreck-It
had,
Ralph.
she
like,
had a
TV
Netflix
show.
she had a
show.
Netflix show. I was like, I have never heard of.
There
this
is some
woman.
drama coming out about the Netflix show now.
Yeah.
There's screenshots coming out where she's saying basically this show that's set in Seattle, like she wants all people of different ethnic backgrounds, especially like Asians, and I don't know if she specifically mentioned Black people, like out of the show because it's distracting.
Yeah, she was like, "This isn't realistic."
Whoa.
Yeah,
What?
she was like,
Yeah.
"This wouldn't be realistic
fuck?
for Seattle, so we're not having any like biopic characters."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And
I'm literally having a meltdown right now because I'm like, bitch, you ever been to Seattle? Like,
we're gonna get.
everybody lives in Seattle. It's not just white people that like
salad and scrambled eggs.
It's not just white people that like the rain, all right? Everybody likes the rain in Seattle. You ever see the fucking
Puget
Chaz? All
Sound?
right, there's
Come
people
on.
of all colors
Yeah.
in the Chaz, all right? Dude, fucking that is... Wow, I'm fucking stunned. She ain't
This
ever
is the
been
first time
to...
I've ever seen him at a loss for words.
She ain't ever been to fucking Seattle. It's so fucking obvious. Wow, that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on with some of these other accusations. This is the things that she was... So Nick hasn't seen the video.
I haven't seen the video. I know a little bit about.
Okay.
I have done a full-fledged
Have
deep
you seen the
dive.
video, though?
I have seen the video.
Have you seen the video? Okay.
I've seen the video in the form I sent you.
Okay, perfect. So here's what we'll do. Let's get the context, the accusations. And so basically, she was a YouTube megastar. She has multiple millions of dollars to her name. I mean, this video alone probably got her a nice chunk of change.
Fucking crazy.
And she, what's it called? She was basically as popular as you could get as a YouTuber during that time, crossed over in the mainstream. So she was definitely rich and famous. Now let's hear some. I've heard some of what she's said, what's been alleged. But I haven't heard a full breakdown. So let's get it going.
Yeah. So Colleen Ballinger, you know her as Miranda Sings, OG YouTuber, untouchable, essentially. So early in June, it came out that she was grooming minors in like these group chats she had. So just to top this all off, just to start, she would call her fans weenies. Now, she's 30 in like 2015 to 2017. And these kids in these group chats are between the ages of 13 to 17.
Sorry, your foot's in there. Keep going.
So we know that, like, yes, is it common for YouTubers to have like Discords, fan base things that you can pay for, Patreons? Yes. But this to me looked like it was just like an Instagram group chat. And she would go in there and there's screenshots. I don't have them. They're easily accessible on the internet of her like saying, so she had this one fan, his name is Adam McIntyre. He's like spearheading this whole thing because other people were leaking these group chats. And he actually came out in 2020 when he was 17 saying she did all these things. And she had all her fans like attack him, shut him down. Like I've seen Discord messages where like people are threatening to like SWAT him and like all this stuff. Now, she's in America. He's in, I think, Scotland. He's across the pond, like thousands of miles away.
So it's fine.
I don't know if they have SWAT teams.
Like it's wild. So
that's some long-term trauma right there. God damn.
So some of the group chats are like he would do Q&As for like his friends and other fans about like her music and as Miranda Sings and what he thought. And she'd be like, Adam, do you need any other questions? Like, and the questions would be like, are you a virgin? Like, what's your favorite sexual position? When this kid's 15 and she's 30.
Not great shit to be asking a 15-year-old.
So I'm curious.
You know?
You're saying these questions are going out to other fans
So
of hers?
yeah, so she's like in a group chat and she's like, Adam, do you need questions? Like, and then he'd be like, oh, haha, yeah, like, do you have anything? And it would be like, are you a virgin?
While this bitch is telling people to keep that conversation at the kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
And
Keep it in the family.
Can you believe that?
so she would also like vent to these kids. Now, reminder, these kids are 13 to 17 years old. Like if we vented about this stuff to each other, maybe like it'd be okay, but she'd like vent about her ex-husband and like talk about her divorce.
Okay, so I heard an actual medical term for this recently. Have you guys ever heard
fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean
Bat
fucking
shit.
crazy is nuts, but it's called emotionally incestual relationships, right?
It's
It's where
possibly, yes.
Specifically specifically the term is applied to parents who rely emotionally on their children, the stuff that they should confide in their spouse.
Yeah.
There's that. But the term can also be applied to situations like this where an adult is trying to put their emotional weight or baggage or like basically
responsibility.
You know what I mean, on a minor. So this has that weird air of that too. Like
Yes.
where like she definitely has some unsolved trauma from when she was younger. And now that she has all this money and power, she feels that she can exercise that a little bit. I'm not saying that she's even conscious of it, but she definitely is at fault for doing it. You know
and
what
it's
I mean?
also another thing to
I'm not gonna
make these people feel like, oh, I'm a part of their life, and this person treats me like an adult.
Yeah, emotionally wrap them in.
Yeah.
It's manipulative.
It's very manipulative.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because-
And they're children, so they don't. They don't know.
The follow up to this would be that because these children, reminder that they are very young, they felt so connected to her that if somebody spoke out against her, these 13 to 17-year-olds, millions of them, would attack that one person.
Yeah, but the internet's forever, and they're gonna learn that lesson when they're 2021, and
so-
those tweets are still there.
So and then she would be like, this kid Adam he's not a kid anymore, he's 20 now, so let's put this into context.
No, he's a child. He's 20.
He's 20,
very much a child.
Yes, but at the
He can't buy a beer.
he
can go to war,
where he
huh?
lives, he can.
His brain isn't fully developed.
He's
So
in Scotland.
she would message him and be like, oh, if you do this, I'll wear your merch to my meet and greet, and then not do it. Like, get him to do the thing, not wear the merch. So she's like venting to him more personally, like in their own DMs, not in a group chat, like just to him. This kid that's like 15, 16 years old now at the time.
She's bribing somebody too.
Yes.
Right.
So, and then if the kicker on all this is she got like a haul, like she was doing an unboxing of clothes, and she was doing it live, and like, she had someone with her. I don't know if it's just like a friend or whoever, but like he tried on like a bra and like pair of underwear over his clothes, like just being silly. Well, and like she's claimed like all her stuff is PG-13, so like these kids know what they're getting into. But like, she's like, oh, Adam, do you want me to send you the bra and panties? So she sent, like, regardless of whether it wasn't worn or anything, like she sent a bra and panties to a 15-year-old and then cut the video to make it look like basically he was begging for it.
There was also a live event she did where she pulled a fan up on stage and she made her spread her legs or something, and apparently she wasn't wearing the right material to spread legs.
She was in a skirt and like
she
didn't have
said
on
she
short.
felt very exposed and like, you know, once again, not a cool thing to do at any age. You know,
Yeah.
like you could be 47 and if you're like, yeah, spread your legs
Spread
on.
'em.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's going to be weird.
yeah, so
but
it's weird stuff.
All right, so let's move on to the apology video. So
Let's
these
get
are
to the meat
so
of the story.
I mean, like, listen.
Pat, can I say one last thing? It diverges into this apology. So these allegations started coming out the beginning of June. She was still doing her podcast with Trisha Paytas, and
I
Yes.
didn't know that.
and had a
what
moderator.
company to keep.
Now
Who is
there-
this person?
She was
You
on,
don't
she was
know.
On, Frenemies, right? Was the
Frenemies was the H3
So-
podcast, the legendary
she now
H3.
looks like Rihanna. Is her current?
Yes, she is I'll say very bronzed is probably the polite way of putting that. It's pushing it.
Let's just say what it is. Trisha Paytas is a person with mental illness.
Yes, she is.
Who is playing different races, whenever she wants.
And
Okay.
and then whenever she gets called out on it, she never takes accountability for it.
So Colleen Ballinger does a podcast with her now.
Okay.
And in this live chat, people are like, are you going to respond to Adam? And any comment that said anything about these allegations was immediately deleted.
Yep. Yeah, this ain't good.
Is
and
that
so-
Ballinger?
And she also just like did not respond for about 3 weeks. She did nothing. Also, she was going on tour.
So all these horrible things came out. She's getting ready for a tour that's obviously going to make her a lot of money. And then she hit us with this fucking track. Are you ready? Let's do it.
You know, the only sane way to apologize, or not even apologize. Hi.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people
It's like,
have
okay,
said
beat
things about
poetry.
me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you.
And then she hits the melody, and you're like, no.
You guys having fun?
It's that
All
like
aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks.
Bro, she whipped up this hit in 3 weeks, all right?
I wonder if the Rebecca Black people wrote it for
Is it
her.
on Spotify?
Dude, I'm sure if she's an evil person, she's monetizing
I
on
hope.
Spotify.
That's the dangerous precedent that this seems to be setting, is that she is effectively monetizing toxic behavior and the apology for it.
Yeah.
Because the meme around this has rose to legendary status.
How is this 10 plus minutes long? Like, what is the?
Because after 10 minutes, you
I
can
also-
monetize it.
also-
Yes, but how does she stretch this out? To
So there's
10
some
minutes?
talking bits, and there's just we won't watch the whole
It's
thing,
musical
but
theater, Nick.
but yeah, okay, all right. Listen, you can get through a 10-minute number. I know you can.
Not on the show. Not on the show.
But basically,
two
but
times
oh yeah, all right, yeah. We'll do it like how I like to watch my YouTube normally. So I love how already she starts off no accountability.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, the toxic gossip train, it's here.
It's like,
God
doesn't
damn it.
matter if it's true as
Yeah.
long as it's entertaining.
As long as it's entertaining, right? You know, who even knows?
feel
I don't
like
know.
This feels like Bo Burnham could do this a lot better.
Oh, I bet you
Like-
Bo Burnham's gonna burn the shit out of her.
I would,
in his
I would
next
love
special.
to see what his
Yeah.
take on
Yeah.
this type of thing.
Yeah,
is.
like if he did the streamer, where it's like,
Yes,
I guess
yeah.
I'll cry again, you know, or a white woman's Instagram. This is
Yeah.
in there
Yes.
somewhere for sure.
Hi everyone. Been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say.
Which by the way, this is not this like, oh, my publicist and like my mom. This
My
is like
team.
my team of lawyers
Yeah.
who are preparing countersuits right now. Strictly advised me not to put this on the internet, but I'm gonna do
But
it
I've
anyway.
spent time
There's
to
a
make
clip from
10-minute
her
video.
tour in 2020, like 2019, 2020, like when Adam first came out, of her like holding up like a YouTube, like, I don't know what to call it, like a fake prop
Yeah.
that makes it look like a YouTube video where the title is just "I'm sorry," and she's like, "Well, I have things that like I want to say, but I've been told not to say them." So she's been saying
She's
this
been doing
line
this.
for years, and then like makes someone on her team like make a YouTube apology video
Yeah.
on stage. It's really
Woof.
fucking weird.
They said you can't say what she's gonna sing. I want to be like, no, bitch, that's not how this works.
I can't express what I need to in normal spoken word, Nick. I need to sing it.
So I hope that you'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans, not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way.
Definitely loser, 100% creepy.
I was just trying to be besties with everybody.
Oh,
Besties.
that's so cringe.
It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, you know, and there's a weird aunt there who keeps coming up to you and they're like, "Hey girl, what's the tea?" And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm the weird aunt.
The weird molesting aunt. That's the one you're talking.
More like the uncle.
Ants can molest too, you guys.
That's true.
What's the tea dish?
I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I poured my heart out to you, and because of that, I feel like I'm talking to my friends. But in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which is really weird to me. I haven't done that for years.
SpongeBob vibes at 2 times speed.
This is a fucking Chipmunks Christmas song.
So that's not very interesting, is it? So let's go on the toxic gossip train. Locomotives fueled with hateful accusations. Toxic gossip train. Steamroll over someone's reputation. Toxic gossip train. Hop aboard, but close your eyes, otherwise you realize.
You know, she thought she was like eating when she was like, I'm gonna use this train metaphor.
Yeah.
It steamrolled over me. Like,
Should I be upset that this is better than any local band I've heard in the past 10 years? No, I'm kidding.
Can we cover this song?
We could absolutely. Oh,
waiting for the metal version.
Nick Nocturnal. If Nick Nocturnal doesn't cover this song.
This is something I always try to do when I make mistakes. It's something I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Okay. Thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you
Yeah,
despise.
so then here we go. Then she shifts. It
Yeah,
goes.
it's now
it's
your
mob.
fault.
It's your
Yes.
fault.
But
it's
she
your
literally-
fault for listening to the tweets.
But she weaponizes her fan base of children to attack other people.
She takes the Donald Trump approach, and goddamn, she do.
See,
it.
here's the
Holy
thing.
God.
I do kind of respect that, okay? Because she earned this following, so she wants to say.
No,
Pat's
no.
like in for a penny, in for
See,
a pound. If
this
you're
is-
a groomer, then utilize a child army.
See,
Oh my God.
she's
No,
the new
Coney
no.
2012.
This is the problem that we have. We love watching cult documentaries.
Yes.
But my problem is I start sympathizing with the leaders halfway through. I'm like,
Yeah,
look at
that's
all
the
this.
problem.
That's almost
David
like what
Koresh,
she
huh?
is. She's essentially leading a cult
Those
of
Cage Davidians
13-year-olds.
didn't do shit. They were standing their ground, and the ATF fired first.
Monetize your lies and monetize their demise.
Yo, you're monetizing your demise right
Yeah.
now.
Those 19 seconds.
Gaslighting, manipulating.
Oh, also-
I would never make this.
Okay, hold on. So she's manipulating. She's a narcissist. Let's see what the comment section is. This is so painfully millennial.
Yeah.
No.
I had a feeling Colleen would come back and do something like this. I actually can't believe this is real. The sad thing is that it's clear that she put a bunch of effort into this
That's
song.
Pat.
Yeah. They didn't say I couldn't sing. Cat from Victoria. I don't get that one. This is so insulting to the victims. Well, I have to hand it her. This is the most original apology video I've ever seen. This is actually ranking more cringy than the interpretive dance one from the TikToker that called out for like grooming her fans or whatever.
That one was bad.
That one was bad because it was just she's not a dancer and she's doing interpretive dance
And like
then, like,
like
has like
Yeah.
a voiceover
They're just
giving her
making shit up.
apology. Yeah. And it's just one of those things where it's like now I'm wishing I could get canceled again so I could do a fucking horrible apology video and make lots of
That
money.
last one at the bottom.
Finally, I can feel bad for you and not the victims. Amazing. Thank you, Colleen.
that sums it up pretty damn well.
They
right
never
there.
told me I couldn't sing.
Same,
What
yeah,
in there?
Victorious again.
That should tell you the fan base. Did anybody here watch Victorious?
Be
Like, that's
so
the
real.
age.
Be
Yeah, that's
so
true.
real for Colleen. Make a real apology and take accountability for your actions. So
So
unfair.
Be for real.
Release this banger one day before Olivia released Vampire.
This is definitely an odd way of apologizing, but it seems genuine. Get the and it has
No.
10,000. Dude, get the fuck out
The
of here.
hook low key.
Zero.
That's the child army. That's them.
Yeah.
0 days without nonsense. The hook low key
What's the reply?
for real. This response was a choice. People weren't going to be happy with anything she said, even an apology. The internet is such a hate mod is a great cope. I believe Colleen, and I believe she's not a bad person. Well, you're wrong.
We're witnessing a history right now. Absolute.
I didn't know what her response would be, but I could have never imagined this.
Wait, do you see the
Someone's
other?
just simping.
Do you see if you were a fan
She
of
played her
Colleen?
ukulele. That song was in A minor.
I've been seeing a lot of
I've
that
been
comment.
seeing.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Can we get a bruh on the board?
I'm going to quote this for the rest of
Bruh.
my life. All right, you should have listened to that PR team, girl.
Girly.
All right, let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me. Bring out the daggers, me from your perfect past, and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back. I'm sure you're disappointed in my...
See, but that's the thing is, like, it stabbed me in my bony little back. It's like, why?
Why you got to talk about how
Why you
skinny
gotta
you
talk?
are?
Look-
Like,
look how thin I am.
don't
Look at my
name
body.
any more parts of your body for the rest of your time on
Especially
camera.
not the 13.
And don't name it to anyone else. Like, even in bed, just be like to your husband.
You know where it's at.
You know, just do some hand gestures. That's it. You're done on naming body
My
parts.
shitty little song. I know you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that route. I've been utilizing rumors that you made up your route. Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather around, 'cause we're about to attack. They're not based on facts, oh no. You're loading lethal weapons, your fingers on the keys. You don't need any armor, you can hide behind a screen.
Yeah, double time.
I mean,
Your reputation
I don't
precedes.
know if she's intending this to like, does she want to bring more attention to the situation? Is this a Streisand effect, or is this her saying, I need to capitalize on this?
You won't find my videos on the YouTube.
I think she had to address it in some fact.
But there's no way we would ever be even thinking about this had she not put out a song.
No, not a chance because,
Not the mainstream now. They're,
well, okay.
Her
so
fans, people who know about
here's
her.
the thing. People who are in
would
the
have been it would have
space.
been a quick up
People-
and then she would have been
yeah.
out.
But
This is
now-
this is her getting the like the the coattails. Of
So
it.
this has
People who
been
are-
on
people
my
who are in
Twitter
the-
feed for
Yeah.
a month, but I think I'm in different spheres than
It's
maybe
also
you guys.
it's one of those things where if you're in the space, you definitely know, like this is a huge deal because she's a giant creator.
Right.
But I mean, if you're just you're just a fucking a viewer, because that's what these platforms are. They're like these community hubs, and there's these figures that rise to prominence and monetize everybody else like a cult.
Do you guys remember when YouTube imploded, like
I do.
2019, 2020? This is like almost what this feels like. Because like that took like a really big jump
Yo,
into like
someone said that her face during this video was reminiscent of whatever that fucking idiot's name is, Shane Dawson.
Yes,
Yeah.
because she just has on. I'm sorry. I'll talk about it. I've
Do
seen
it.
the comments. I'll do it. That foundation does not match her body. Look at her neck and her like collar, her little bony collarbones. So a lot of people did comment on how like she has such a blurring effect on her face with just her foundation and nothing else.
Like, that's her style though, right? Like in her videos, doesn't she do really extreme?
Like she does like the over lipstick. Yeah.
I've seen that. But
And they're
this,
really just caked on.
yeah, but this is just bad makeup.
Yeah, this is just bad.
Yeah, so now this is where it shifts. It's where, okay, I've made some bad jokes in my past, but they're not worth all of the horrible things that you guys are saying to me now. You know what I mean? And it's just like, this is so obvious that this is just bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that I have YouTube Premium on this account that I'm using, so and I have ad blocker on here, so I can't even see, but I'm positive this thing is monetized out the wazoo. And I would not be surprised if she discussed putting a sponsor in this motherfucker before.
So there were
All right,
speculations.
this apology is
that-
brought to you
sponsored
by World of Tanks.
It's whatever is like
You too can destroy your enemy's career with this code, worldoftanks.com/ I'm a groomer. A groomer apology.
Can we get to like the 8-minute mark where she checks like to see how long she's been doing this for?
Yeah. We'll
It's
go
like
to
around
7.
like
See where the bump in.
Toxic gossip train.
Yeah, but I want to hear this fucking slap on my toe.
Population station. Toxic gossip train. You tie me to the tracks and harass me for my cost. Rumors look like facts when you don't mind the gaps. Don't survive in the crash, but hey.
Good.
Mind the gap. I just got that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that?
She was like 8 minutes and.
Maybe I should know something. It seems like maybe you're confused about something. I don't know.
Yeah, she straight up was like, okay, 8
Sometimes
minutes,
people
43
make
seconds.
mistakes, and it doesn't make them a horrible person. Whoa.
Whoa! All right, I think we got it. I think we
Yeah.
got enough. And
So-
then now she's like, hey, listen, sometimes we're all just innocent little mice and we make little mistakes, you know, and
Can
you
you-
just
can
got to
you-
forgive us.
You
Yeah.
pull up the one I sent you.
Yes, I will.
So as you switch over, so the speculation is she did it as a song, so she wants to start copyright claiming people she can, and it's 10 minutes, so it can be monetized.
Yep. Just skip ahead to like about there.
Who is this person?
This was Clone Hero.
This is incredible.
And it's for Miss Colleen's song.
I just can't believe the earnestness of this guy doing this. Like, look at him.
So you did lyrics with the syllables and everything?
A lot of people are saying some things about me there.
Oh, it's so.
The whammy bar.
Yeah, I mean that's about. It's just pretty much this thing for the rest.
That's
of it,
great.
but I
I'm
was
glad.
Like, God damn, this is how I
700
started.
That's
FPS.
transformative content
That's
right
Wow.
there.
That's great. I like that.
Holy shit.
Oh man, that was awesome. Yeah, she's mentally ill. She has something wrong with her as well. And I'm not, now that I hear that her and Trisha Paytas had a podcast together, I'm not surprised.
You should see.
So
You
it's-
should watch their TikTok videos together.
I really don't want to.
No.
That was hard.
thanks.
This whole segment was hard to get through.
What
Glad
like
it's
the
over.
amount of cringe?
Yeah,
that
the
you,
cringe
It's
and just
bad,
like,
dude. It's rough.
Yeah.
What?
I want to move on to Rogers the musical.
Okay. Well, I had.
wanna talk
I want
about
to
the-
move on in my dickathon.
Yeah, but the Dickathon is going to be the best part of the
Well, all
show.
right. So, I mean, I guess we want to talk about song and
Song and
singing
dance
songs,
numbers.
singing songs.
Who put this in the notes as Rogers spelled Rodgers?
That would
You
be me.
musical theater motherfucker.
I definitely didn't just spell it.
Listen,
that way.
Nick, we can sing, we can't spell. Okay, there's a difference. All right, so Rogers the Musical, which was a fake musical in one episode of Hawkeye
Of a bad Disney
of a
spin-off.
bad Disney spin-off series, caught a lot of buzz online, and the song got a lot of streams. So Disney was like, maybe we should try and do something with this. So at Disney's California Adventure, the Hyperion Theater is now hosting Rogers the Musical, and it is going to run through August 31st. It's a 30-minute show, and I pulled up a
You're
video.
going to get rid of the Hall of Presidents for this.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so.
So hold on, wait. So the new show opened on June 30th, and huge crowds have been this is like a phenomenon. Like there's never been. People are like, "Hey, I'm getting a ticket to go see this 30-minute
Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
I want to go to the Country Bear
yeah,
Jamboree.
you know what I mean? I'm getting. It's one of those things where you're like, we built this so people can get out of the air. I mean, get into the AC for
Yeah.
a bit and be in the dark for a bit.
Shorten the lines at all the rides.
Exactly.
They've also like problematically or perfectly got the Venn diagram of like Disney adults and music theater lovers that are just going to be like that gift shop
And
is gonna
Marvel
be,
people too.
Yeah, that triple Venn diagram. That gift shop will be raided after a performance.
So here's the thing: is that not only is it selling out every performance. There's 4 shows a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon.
Are there pyrotechnics?
I do have
Is it
it.
like the Indiana Jones thing at
I don't know if I've
No.
seen it.
You've never seen that?
Oh,
It's cool.
It's good.
Oh,
It's
it's
cool.
so cool.
It's really cool. I'm not gonna play the audio, but I will play some video.
Someone recorded the full show.
Yeah, but this is a full ass show.
Yeah,
like this is
a-
not just some
Do you
like
think they're gonna bring it?
this is not Darth Vader
Broadway?
dancing at fucking you know what I mean? Like they had to hire a director, a choreographer, you know what I mean? Like those are union
Yep.
performers.
This
This
is
is
an
a
equity
full
performance.
scale production. You know what I mean? There's
Now,
custom.
This is the gig that you want.
yeah,
Pat.
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta get in.
This is the custom. What's it called?
This is that
I mean,
newsy reject.
I mean,
in
these
the back,
motherfuckers are
like-
dancing. So hold on, wait. So
if
like,
we had to move to California,
there's the
so Pat could be
transformation
in
scene.
this, I'd be so down.
just for on a year
No,
contract.
Florida.
Oh, this
If
is
I-
in Florida.
No, this is
That's
California.
When
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
bring it to Florida.
If I got a year contract to
On-
be in this, or at least work
Show me
on
the
this, sure, why not?
transformation to the big buff boy.
Is it a different actor?
Hell yeah, it's a different actor.
Absolutely.
I didn't see him go in.
Little buff boys.
He's not even that ripped. Like
Yeah, he's actually
he's just
very, like-
he's just Broadway dancer ripped. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
Well, that's
Like,
the thing. I was like, you can't find like a bodybuilder who's gonna be able to be a Broadway.
he's not going to be
dancer.
able to sing those notes.
He's not gonna be able to spin around. Can't touch his
It's also
shoulders.
weird that he doesn't have blonde hair.
Whatever. He does. I mean, he didn't really have blonde
It's kind
hair.
of this dark blonde,
Yeah, it's-
like dark.
So then he dies, and this is him getting up in the
It's
hospital.
like the fucking
So there's
it's
Nick-
always
Nick
sunny
Fury's-
Nightman kind of thing.
Okay, Nick Fury's always.
They made Nick Fury kooky.
Here's a notebook for you, Steve. You'll want to make a list.
See, look at that's how I love how that's how they do things in
A
musicals.
list of what?
I love how
What are they
I
playing
do
in that corner up there?
some Avengers game. Oh,
like
World of
League.
Tanks.
no, that's League of Legends.
Yeah, I think it's League, right? World of Tanks.
That's how they do things in musicals. In the movie, it's like, oh, he's got a book. You just see it open up, and he's in the see like
Right
look at this,
away.
they're dancing and shit. And he's just like, I got you a book to write a list. You know what I mean? Like,
So you should probably know we landed on them.
Also, you should really know we landed on the moon.
so
Oh,
apparently, as far as musical theater shows at amusement parks are concerned,
Not bad.
this is actually great.
New gold standard.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. I think these are supposed to be the Avengers. I'm glad
Battle
they
of New
didn't.
York. There's Hulk.
I'm glad they didn't
There's the
do
Flash.
Tony Stark.
Well, I think he's getting recruited right now.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on here. And I'm glad that they went with like jackets and like accessories, like shoes,
My God,
to
look
be-
at Thor.
to be their costumes as opposed to actually dancing like in a Hulk costume. You know.
Tony Stark is serving. God damn.
No, watch Hawkeye.
Can Nick Fury dance? Probably.
Okay. You were right, Liz.
See, like this show has been in rehearsal for some time. You know what I mean? Like,
Is there Fox News up at the top?
Snooze.
Or is it CNN?
which one do they own?
ABC. Jinx. Oh, this is the scene.
This is the scene.
Oh, that's funny.
This is I could do this all day, I think.
Oh my God.
They're doing tumbles and shit.
Yeah.
Is Ant-Man still in this?
Yeah.
Oh, they mentioned that. I
That's
don't think
Ant-Man
he,
in the back, I think, with the hat.
Yeah.
See? Right behind Loki right now.
I like the idea that you don't have to get in a super suit to be in the show. Oh, nice. Look at this.
I don't think I will.
think I will.
They put Joe Biden in the show.
Hysterical. They couldn't get an actual old man. Like
It's the scrawny version from the beginning.
That wig is
Oh,
immaculate.
It might be, Nick.
Oh, and that's her. Oh, and that's when he meets her in the past.
Peggy
Peggy.
Hill.
Peggy, I want you to marry me, quit your job, and rear our children.
It is the 50s after all.
I'm going to die at the ripe old age of 42. After smoking 6 cigars a day.
He gets that like 1940s version of Strong where
the barrel chested.
He's really big.
Yeah.
But
A standing ovation.
Oh, yeah, dude. They got a standing O for that. So, either way, the musical opened up. I did have...
reviews?
Like I said, apparently reviews are very good. That's what this article's telling me.
You got nukes, catch, be careful not to crash.
So,
Hope you know the magic word is. Hope you know the magic word is.
like, this is actually in. This is a promo for the.
Break
Gosh.
it. Break it. He broke it.
Hit the camera.
He broke the camera. Eyes wide shut with Waluigi. The fuck's going on in your map for you?
Sorry, everyone. So it's opened up. People like it. It's running through August 31st. Apparently, you can pay $29 at the door, and you can get preferential seating.
Preferential treatment.
They kiss
He
you.
could be a
Get outta
nickel baby.
They'll just stare at you glaringly. But yeah, I want to see that. I would
Are you
like
gonna
to see
go?
that. No, we're definitely not going to make it before August 31st. It's
They're
not
going
possible.
to extend it.
Miracles happen.
Miracles do happen.
If they bring it to Florida, definitely a bigger possibility because that's 4 hours less in flight time.
No, it's not that much.
Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, well, it's only an hour and a half to Seattle, right?
Fly backwards, so it's less.
No. Okay. Anyway, Dickathon.
It's time for my dickathon.
Okay.
Oh boy.
What's the preface here again?
All right, I'll get into it. I just need
Yeah.
I just pass me the computer. Pornhub.com.
So basically, I was scrolling on Reddit and I saw these two charts on the data is beautiful.
Saw these two birds.
I saw these two beds. This user on Reddit, I'm gonna give him credit. Sugnimiganus. We'll put him. Well, I'll put a link in the comments, in the show notes. He created two charts that I thought were interesting. One is the most pornified franchises in all of media,
Okay.
and one is the most pornified characters.
I forgot this is what we were doing. I couldn't remember why we called it Dickathon, but
So-
now I remember.
And you took out the anime people, right?
I left them in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do it Family Feud style.
Okay.
So, also I wanted to note is the Sugniminigus account. He has a subreddit with no posts, and the banner just says "quality pornography curated by a connoisseur."
Okay.
So that's the kind of guy that this
Sounds
is.
direct.
That
Yeah.
sets the bar.
Okay,
Like
so
a man about his business.
man about town.
Just make sure I can't see it too much. I
shit.
know it's going to be hard, but I'll try not to look.
Do we need the laptop?
Yes,
for
we do.
this?
And
Okay.
I just realized that I need to give Pat access. So give me one moment.
Hold
Vamp,
on.
vamp.
Sign into my Brazzers
Dun,
account.
dun, 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 dun. So I guess
Here's
if
a
anyone's
book.
curious, Liz and I saw Rent on Friday, and we were underwhelmed. It was at Paper Mill Playhouse, New Jersey.
So here-
Maureen and Joanne were dope. Everyone else is kind of But all right, let's go.
That's Pat's 5-second.
There you go.
So we're gonna start off with franchises, and what I did, he did the top 100. I took the top 30.
Okay.
If you guess one in the top 10, that's 30 points.
Okay.
If you guess one in the top 20, it's 20 points, and the top 30, that's 10 points.
Okay.
Liz, I included you if you want to play.
Okay. Wish I understood more what was going on.
So basically, what we're gonna do, it's gonna be like Family Feud.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys want to flip a coin to decide who goes first.
Can I go first? I think I have a ringer and I have a fact.
Okay.
I have a fun story.
So
I
the
know
first
which one you're gonna pick.
The first round is franchises. So this includes Eastern and Western media. So that, there's going to be anime and hentai stuff in here. This is data collected from two groups, Rule 34 and this other one that has more to do with Eastern media. So
okay.
Okay, hold on. So is this when you say you have different categories for this? Do you have like rounds or?
It's going to be franchises first, and then we're going to do characters.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this will be helpful to do franchises first because that'll help you figure out which characters because there's going to be multiple categories
Okay.
possibly. So you get 3 strikes. So you're gonna we're gonna do it like Family Feud. You're gonna guess, and then I'm gonna search it with Command F.
Okay. It's whatever BioShock.
Okay. The character.
Elizabeth specifically.
But we're doing franchises first.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say BioShock.
BioShock. No.
Wow.
You get 1 strike.
Wow.
Mike.
Can I
Okay.
tell my story about that?
Sure.
So I think Pat knows about this, but it's basically so all of like the Overwatch porn.
We're
basically.
back to the feet guy. Yeah.
So
Oh,
this is
no.
different. So like basically all of that porn is able to exist literally because of the Elizabeth in BioShock Infinite. People wanted to make so much fake porn of her that it revolutionized people's understanding of Blender and their abilities to do things in the software.
Yes.
Like
It's
it is-
fucking incredible.
Like it is a very point outable fact that several people agree. The advances that were made within X amount of time are so
After-
exponential compared to whatever else.
I get
that-
it because Elizabeth was
What we can do in
Smoke
animation.
You've put that on record. All right. Anyway,
that's true.
I want to guess.
No. He goes until he runs out of his
Okay.
3 strikes.
The Simpsons.
I'm pretty sure.
So
they're
to be
gonna
clear, this could be like movie, video game, TV show,
Any
any
media.
kind of
Yeah.
franchise.
Any media.
Okay.
I really thought you were going to run away with this, Mike. So
I thought I was
might have
too.
to. We'll give you
right.
5 strikes. We'll
Okay,
bump it up.
so hold on. Let's do.
Everybody
Let's
gets
do.
one.
Let's do.
Pat,
if you
I
get a
have one in
strike,
mind, and if
skip.
you
Like,
steal
go to the
it-
I
next person.
have the perfect
Is that
one.
fine? Like if I get
we'll
one
do
wrong.
your 3, and then we'll go to the next person, and then until we get bored
I'm
of
the
this.
only
Star
person who's
Wars?
probably ever played this. Probably ever looked up all of these.
Nope.
What?
What?
All right, so we're gonna Mike. We're gonna move on now to Pat.
How is Princess Leia not like?
Dude, there's it's a very confusing list.
Okay.
As to how some of these made it over others. But Pat, we'll talk about it more afterwards. I don't want to give anything away. Pat, you go ahead.
Pokemon.
100%.
Pokemon number 1.
God
100%.
Damn,
I knew
Pat.
it. I knew it.
Pokemon. All right, so we'll give this one to Pat. And thanks to ChatGPT, I have a way this calculator works.
Oh
That's
wow,
amazing,
that's
Nick.
amazing.
Yeah.
Did you just tell it make me a formula?
I asked for a
it's
formula to add up the points in column B that are verified
Pat.
by the if Pat.
Sum.
So,
Oh, nice.
Else
Okay, cool.
not. Yeah.
all right,
That's
Pat,
cool as fuck.
You get another guess.
All right.
Digimon.
No. Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
What? Over the Simpsons.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, he fucking
100%.
said anime. You know how many weebs are out there?
Yeah, you're right. But I was thinking of shit that's been on for decades.
Yeah.
I was going with the pure
No, dude. I see the jerk off to cartoons thing all the time. It's not that big.
He's on the internet too much
I guess so.
officially.
Shit.
All right, Pat. Let's keep this train rolling.
Nintendo?
I don't think I don't think that counts.
But that doesn't.
I'll search it, but I'm not going to count it. That does. We're talking about like actual.
Oh, like
Guess
brand
that.
name.
Brand names,
Okay.
yeah.
So guess that one from Nintendo.
He did. It was Pokemon.
No.
Oh.
Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then the other one.
Mario Bros. Or Super Mario Bros.
Don't look at the screen for a sec, Pat.
I'm changing it.
Oh, you can look, but oh yeah. So
I just changed
I
it
wanted
on
to make
the-
sure, but yeah.
Okay.
You gotta just think about like the biggest franchises of all time.
I thought I did.
So I have
I
like
forget
some.
what you get. I should
I
have
guess,
written
like-
down.
I guess The Simpsons and Star Wars is 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, Pokemon. I mean, like that was a good guess because it's literally the biggest multimedia franchise of all time.
Yeah.
So, Pat, keep going.
Also, I see my fair share.
I've seen my fair share of naked Pokemon.
Horrible.
And don't
that
forget
it's
to
number
keep.
one.
Don't forget to think about the positions that these are in.
Marvel.
Um,
I honestly didn't even think that would be on this list.
That's doing great, guys.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Pat knows his porn.
DC. What?
The fact that
Wow.
DC is above Marvel is
That's-
pretty
Okay,
yeah,
incredible.
to
it's
be
because
fair,
of one character.
It's because but it's also because there's one legendary porno movie from DC. Well, not from DC, but they parodied it.
It's official.
The Dark Knight XXX.
Oh God.
We watched it when we recorded the second EP, and it was one of the funniest things I've seen on the internet.
I
Oh
guess
my
I know what I'm
God.
doing
In
later
terms of
today.
pornography, I mean, I've never laughed harder. And cried.
Keep guessing.
Cried happy tears. Anyway, so
Hate you.
You have not, the
damn.
fact that you have not gotten one wrong yet.
Yeah, the fact that I'm like gonna try to go and there's gonna be like 3 things left that are gonna be so obscure.
I can't believe Star Wars
You gotta-
didn't make the
you gotta-
list.
I know. You got to rapid fire these.
Okay, I'm trying to think of other One Piece.
Yep.
Oh, I should have just guessed anime. I really
oh,
should.
just for this
I've
one.
got my anime brain is
I
working
know.
up here.
There, I'll tell you, there's not a ton of anime on here.
I know there's got to be at least the top 3 I'm
Okay.
thinking
Yeah.
of, hopefully.
Avatar.
No. I do think it was on the list, but it's lower down.
Now,
Okay.
I guess I'd have to use another. You said there's not a ton of anime?
I would say this list is probably 75% plus Western media.
Okay.
Okay.
This is fucked up. I didn't think I'd be this far. A Family Guy in there?
That was what I was thinking. But
Um,
one more.
imagine if
patty.
you gave me 5 strikes,
Yeah,
Nick.
right.
Yeah.
I'd eventually get out of this.
I'd be like, I'm gonna go take a walk. Let me know when we're done.
Like I said, I didn't think I'd be in this far. So, fuck. What is the second biggest thing behind Pokemon Western media?
Is it a surprise?
I honestly don't remember what number 2 is.
I'm trying to think. Minecraft.
Thank God.
Oh,
Oh my God.
oh my
All right,
God.
Liz, your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna go with like the top 3 animes like in the United States. So I'm gonna.
Maybe that last one was kind of fucked up, but you never know. I'm just thinking,
All right.
what are the kids into?
All right, Colleen.
Roblox.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
All right, let's
to think like a child.
go
Oh.
Death Note.
Nope.
Nope. All right.
I think that might also be on the list, just lower down.
Okay, so
I've seen
What
that
about
demon fuck some people.
Resident Evil.
Yep.
Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't
Step
even
on
think
me.
that.
Step on me.
Step on me. That's right. See, that's the thing. I never think about that because I never.
I was like, Dommy Mommy.
I never, dude, and fucking Danny. I never
I know.
like. I was like, oh, this is a cool character. And everyone else, I get to the podcast, and everyone's basically like, "Hey, did you guys jerk off to the new Resident Evil villain?" It's like, what?
Oh no.
What?
If you just click it twice, it goes to the longest one.
I'm
See,
gonna.
we're sharing knowledge.
What about like Attack on Titan? That's a big one, right?
I
No.
think that was on there too.
Damn.
Lower down.
Oh shit! I'm fucking up.
I was
What
impressed
about-
with
can-
Resident
can,
Evil.
Can we jump in with other things?
We'll do another round. We'll go back.
I,
gonna
honestly,
be a half
I think
hour
I'm
segment.
spent. I think I'm
Can you-
like
can
I
you just
couldn't
do
guess
that? Is
anymore if I
Naruto
wanted
one of
to.
them?
Let
What? No. Well,
Let me see.
Liz
Yeah,
is
Liz
on
hasn't. Liz hasn't.
Yeah,
guessed.
my bad.
Talking over.
I just want points.
I don't want to guess another anime because that's not sending me in the right direction. Is there Godzilla porn?
Is that your guess?
You know what? Yeah, it is.
Nope.
Damn.
Nick, is Naruto on there?
All right. So
Oh, true.
I'm gonna give you guys all another round, but you get one
I'm
one.
guessing
Alright.
ask.
Naruto.
That's a good
That's
one.
Ooh, that's
amazing.
high up.
That's a good
Damn,
one.
Naruto porn. Then what the fuck is number
Damn,
2?
okay.
Number 2's got to be, and this is mostly Western franchises.
Yes.
Um,
oh wait, you still go because you didn't lose yet.
Okay.
Don't say
I'm not.
You're gonna give him points.
Jeez. Let's think about Western.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
This is such bullshit.
No,
We're just changing the rules after I smoked them.
Well, I will
Oh
come
no,
back. I'm not.
Pat.
He's
No
not,
one's disagreeing that you've won this. I think that's.
You think they're gonna catch up to your 150 points?
You
this-
are
is it-
this
this
year's
is all-
Dickathon champion.
I never thought I this knowledge
Metroid?
would come in handy.
I had a feeling you would guess that. No.
Huh.
All right.
I thought
Oh,
Samus would
do
be
you-
on there.
Anything else that rhymes with Metroid you want to guess?
No, sir.
All right, Pat.
Pat,
Well,
what's
your
the
turn.
what's the oh god, what's
Don't
the
give him
not
anything just
Metroid?
yet.
Because there's a meme video with the mouse pad.
I have
This
no
is from a while ago.
All right,
Maybe
Pat,
you should stop airing my internet history out on.
You did enough of that.
You
on
were
your
doing-
own.
I mean,
buddy.
clearly I've overcome.
one guess here.
Let me think. What is? I mean, Dragon Ball Z is definitely more popular than Naruto.
No.
Like as an anime.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
Now, when
Here.
can I get
yes.
clarification on the Avatar guess from before? Was that Avatar?
Yeah, we checked
the-
for both.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
lost
it would
both.
have came up as.
And Nick said they were both high on the list, but not high enough. So,
Pick something.
I know.
Look around the room.
Halo.
Okay, interesting pick.
No.
All right, Liz.
Um,
Now's your chance
I
to
know.
catch up.
So Pokemon is 1 and Naruto is 4. What the fuck falls in between?
The problem
that?
is, I keep trying to think of franchise sizes, and I
That's
think
what
like
I'm
that's
doing.
like would be the best probability. But really, it's like, how many sick fucks are in one fan base that they're
Or
just
it's-
churning
yeah,
out
yeah.
so
Yeah.
much porn?
It's that.
You
and
know
then
what
it's
I
also
mean?
It's
Like-
got that one character that people have fixated on.
Yeah.
I guess is like, would Harry Potter be on this list?
Oh, that's probably what?
No.
Wow.
Again, it might have been lower down. Okay.
All right. Run
So-
down like the top.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Okay.
open the whole thing up.
Can you read
Okay.
them? Can you read them down?
My
Says-
Li-
Whoa, fuck
Yeah.
that.
So
My Little
Pokemon,
Pony.
anything that has an asterisk next to it indicates it's
Predominantly
Western.
Western, yeah.
Or
Eastern.
Eastern. Thank you. So Pokemon, My Little Pony, Touhou Project, Naruto, Sonic the Hedgehog, Final Fantasy, Fate, DC, Fire Emblem,
Fire Emblem,
League
League
of
of
Legends.
Legends.
I was gonna
Genshin
guess
Impact.
Overwatch, but I thought it was too new.
Overwatch, Super Mario, Marvel, Dragon Ball
There's
Z,
no such
My
thing as
Hero
too new
Academy,
for
World
porn.
of Warcraft, Idolmaster, Kantai.
Wait.
Collection.
Digimon's on here.
Wait.
What?
Did I not say My Hero Academia?
You didn't
No.
say My Hero.
Ah, damn. Okay.
No.
I was surprised nobody saw.
Animal Crossing.
Street Fighter.
I'm surprised Five Nights at Freddy's.
Fortnite?
Is on
No,
here.
that makes sense. I've seen Fortnite.
Wait a
I said
minute.
Fortnite.
Y'all are sick fucks. That's all I have to say.
Dead
this
or
is
alive?
gross.
I'm surprised.
Dead or Alive had a whole game basically softcore porn. So I can't
Undertale's
believe
fucked up. Everybody's real young in that. That's messed up.
Animal Crossing.
Go ahead and say it.
I'm saying
Alright,
it. You sick fuck.
So right now in the
I already said
in
it.
the franchises
got two of
category,
us.
Pat is winning with 150 points. Mike is 30, and Liz has 10.
All right, let's go to the next
So we're
one.
moving to characters. Pat, I'll let you go first.
Oh, he's just gonna run the
Or-
list.
all right, do we want to go in reverse order of who's got the most points? So we'll let Liz start, and then,
All right.
then Mike, then
Okay.
What's Step on Me lady's name?
Lady Dimiscu or however you spell
Lady
it.
Dimitrescu.
Yeah, that's my first guess.
Nope.
Damn.
Are we
All
just
right.
doing
Well,
one
now,
or t- one
now
or
that
two?
I know, I'm gonna say Isabel from Animal Crossing. Damn.
think about the franchises
yeah,
that we saw at the
that's,
top.
Misty from Pokemon.
That was my number one, Liz.
Yeah.
Wow.
Three strikes here.
I really want to tell you,
Nick,
Is it like?
is it Pikachu?
Oh God. Y'all are gross.
Okay, Nope.
Thank God.
I think Pikachu is number 35, and we're only going to top 30.
Okay. Can you go back to the other list super quick?
No.
Okay.
No.
Whatever. Is it Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z? Whoever marries Krillin. Just type in Android. Wow. Okay.
Come on, guys, you can't let Pat run away with this.
Well,
Jesus fucking Christ. And then
I jerk off all day.
think about the top. What was in the top?
I don't know any of the My Little Pony characters.
Okay.
The blue one with the,
pink
the
one.
I'm gonna give
rainbow
this.
on its butt.
I'm gonna basically hand this one to Mike. What was number 4?
The guy is Naruto. Is
All
it him?
right.
I didn't know the girl name.
You're gonna win, motherfucker. You're
This
gonna
is
win.
horse shit. This
Pat,
isn't competition anymore.
Relax.
I'm not enjoying
okay,
myself.
so Wonder Woman.
I'm straight up not having a good time.
Wonder Woman, you said?
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, Mike got 30 points. You're gonna all get bent out of
All right,
shape
just
about it.
run the category, Pat.
All right. Can you look up peach for me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're on the board with 30.
There you go. Now you're tied.
Okay. Okay. Jigglypuff?
Nope.
Thank God.
Oh god.
Pat, go for the obvious shit. We had Marvel, we had DC.
Honestly, there's a lot of not so obvious.
That's what I'm saying.
Think
is
about
that
it. So Pokemon, My Little Pony. I don't know any of the other.
I don't know any of their names.
Sasuke.
Um,
That's all I got.
I have an idea for Pokemon.
I guess we're gonna have to do a few rounds on.
I'm gonna go.
We
I'm gonna
might
go
just
ahead.
have to do one round.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say, a safe bet. Let's do Batman. How we doing?
Is Rainbow one of the pony
Amazing.
names?
You got to remember, it's mostly female characters.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess women aren't as much.
There obviously are some male characters
Yeah.
on here, but it's like 95% female characters.
Okay. Lara Croft.
Ooh, nice.
Good
Oh
guess.
right, because they don't necessarily need to be the top franchise to be
No.
one of the top. Okay.
All right,
Um,
you're officially in the lead in round 2.
Fuck. Tifa.
Boom.
Oh,
Let's
number
go!
one.
Number 1 spot.
All right.
Who is that?
It's from
Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's pretty good.
Mike wants to be done with this.
I do.
I feel really bad. that
Daisy.
I can't guess.
Liz, do you feel bad? Or?
I think she was also on the list.
I just feel bad that I'm losing. I think is
Okay,
the.
we're gonna do another quick round. Liz, your turn.
What's the who's the nurse
That
and the
makes
cop
sense.
from Pokemon?
Nurse Joy?
Nurse Joy, probably not, right?
I don't think so.
No.
All right.
Try Joy.
Liz, I'm gonna help you out here.
Is it Charizard?
They're not people. These are
Oh
not
my
human
God.
characters that you're guessing.
Oh no.
So think about the sexiest Pokemon.
Tifa is
LOL Jinx. I was just about to say
is that your guess?
stacked up.
Caked up.
Oh no. Oh no. Are there Animal Crossing characters on there? Do you know?
Tom Nook.
I'm not sure.
Would it be Tom Nook, or
I'm
I'm
not
thinking
sure they're
about
in the
Taking a long
Be that
time.
eagle guy.
mostly female characters. Mostly female characters.
I
I don't know if Animal Crossing cracked the top 30.
Damn. And they're Pokemon? Like they're just straight up Pokemon.
Yeah. And they're not even like the most popular.
Yeah.
Like
I was
one.
gonna say
How am
it's
I
not
gonna
gonna be
know?
like the Squirtle, Charmander,
No.
Bulbasaur. It's
They're
gonna
be the ones
like
with the long, sexy bodies,
Oh, fuck this, man.
like a curvy piece of driftwood.
oh no.
Sudowoodo?
I was just about to say Sudowoodo. Stop
Just
it.
think about busty female characters from video games and shit. You know, like
Tifa.
Tifa Lockhart.
I
Tifa's
play
the most
Stardew Valley and
Lara Croft.
Pikmin. I don't know what you want from
It's
me.
crazy that Tifa is the most.
All right,
I don't know.
Liz,
Give me a
That
hint. Give me a
makes
hint. Give me a hint.
I already gave you enough. You got to guess. You got 10 seconds.
All right, let's go. Chansey. She got an A.
Oh, I thought you had it.
Okay.
Damn.
All right,
It's
Mike, your turn.
All right. I don't know any sexy Pokemon.
These are like not in the first generation. I don't even think.
I'm not gonna know.
All right, guess other.
Okay, guess.
Drifloon.
I don't even know what that is. Okay, sexy characters from video. Did we say? Did I say Samus? Did I say that already? No, I said
don't know if
Metroid
you
in the
did.
last one. Let's do Samus.
A lot of them have.
Okay, no.
How do you spell it?
Bidoof.
Oh my God,
Should be-
Bidoof! Don't
yeah,
put
that's
Bidoof.
all
All right, all right, you got
Samus
it.
is on the list.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me.
Not bad, Mike. Not bad.
Thank you.
Mike, you can run away with this.
I don't think I can.
Nick's just gonna change whatever, so it makes us both win. So let's come on, get it over with. Unless you outright beat me, then
I
you win
helped
everything.
Liz too.
So
That's true. That's true. Well, this is the God, man, I don't even know.
Think about any female characters.
You know what's really hard to do when you're on the spot?
Do it, Mike.
Yeah.
Female characters.
Think about
What's
what
that-
Pokemon I'd like
what's
to see
that,
get
Billy on the
railed.
street, like
Oh, yeah.
interview-
Name a woman.
Name a woman. Name a woman.
We're honestly right there.
I just had one pop into my head.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Birdo.
Is that
All
a
right,
guess?
Birdo.
It's not gonna come up, but thank God. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Pat.
Jill Valentine.
Nope.
I'm impressed. All right,
right.
not that I want you to. Not that. Oh, you're gonna reveal the list anyway.
I was
right?
going to reveal it, or
Okay,
we
yeah.
could do one
no,
more quick
reveal
round.
it.
No,
Oh God, yeah. Get us out of here.
please. I don't know who.
Twilight Sparkle
is a pony.
Lucario. Okay.
Lucario, Rouge the Bat. Oh, Rouge the Bat.
Oh, from
Fuck.
Sonic.
Does
I don't know,
that say
I don't-
Gardevoir on it?
Amy
Yeah.
Rose.
Y'all
Amy
are
Rose.
sick.
Raven.
Oh, Raven.
Raven,
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog again.
Oh, Chun-Li. Okay.
Chun-Li,
Yeah, that's
Princess
Zelda.
Zelda.
Rainbow.
Link.
You almost guessed some
Link.
Rainbow.
I did.
but it
I
wasn't
was-
your turn.
I was close.
Diva.
Nami.
Damn, yo, fucking Jill or Claire didn't make this list. That's crazy.
Pinkie Pie.
Who the fuck is
Tails.
Who's Applejack?
Chibi Robo.
Can I tell you, you said long Pokemon, and I had Gardevoir in my head, and I
And
couldn't
you
think of
couldn't-
the
I don't even
name.
know what that is.
Gardevoir.
Here, I'll
So
I'll put an image
Nick,
in.
let's
Nick,
see.
you get
Pat-
another you sick fuck out of me.
Pat,
Oh,
Pat wins
no.
with 220 points. Mike is in second place with 80 points, and Liz had 10.
Liz
Can
has
I
a gentleman's 10.
Can I tell you, I
This should be like golf, and the lower your score is, you win.
Don't
Yeah.
ever say. All right, listen. Don't fucking talk to talk if you ain't gonna.
This is a good. This is a
walk
good
the walk.
game.
I like
think.
this one.
This is a good game.
I like this. If we could figure out other ways to use
Yes.
this without porn,
I liked how much I hated it.
Yeah.
went to go find a picture of Gardevoir, and
I
they're all
like
porn.
this game because I'm good at.
Like
it.
a lot of
Pat,
these
pull
are.
up some Gardevoir
Yeah,
porn.
can you hold on? I have it. I'll just post it in
You're gonna-
Discord
you're gonna
really quick.
put it-
Pat.
I don't want that on
Nope.
up on the
Can
screen.
we
Can you
move
just-
on?
I just put it in. I just changed it away from the laptop view.
In what where, Liz?
Oh, right in
where?
topic
Liz,
submissions.
Where? Liz, where?
Right in
Liz,
topic.
what website? Where?
Where do I go so I never
So
know?
I know not where
It's
to go.
just the Google
Nick,
image search.
that's what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks like that on the left.
Oh God. Wait, where is it?
I'm not putting this on the
toy,
podcast.
the eBay in stock one. Second.
Oh, go left. The
second.
statuette.
The statue. What the fuck? This is like they were asking for it.
Oh my God! Look at
Okay,
Did you just victim-
That's not officially.
No. I mean the Pokemon company was asking for people to make porn of it.
oh yeah.
doesn't-
Well, they secretly want that. so.
They want this. They're asking for porn parodies.
All right,
All right.
so
parody.
Yeah, really. Okay, so let's talk about the main topic for this week, boys.
Gotta cool myself.
Are you okay? Are you all right? Liz, is the air on?
It is very hot. Now,
Liz-
all
I'll
of a
turn it
sudden.
on. I'll turn it on.
Liz
All right.
saw the Gardevoir and it really pushed her
know.
buttons.
I'm
Shit.
sweating.
Can we not? That's my fiance. Anyway,
How dare you?
so
How dare you? Indiana Jones.
we saw
There's a
Indiana
pick of
Jones this
destiny.
week.
Temple of Doom.
I-
Temple of Doom.
Can I tell you about my theater experience?
Yeah, I
'Cause
guess
that's my favorite way to start.
I
these
also-
off.
Okay.
So the you know how every time you watch a movie, there's trailers, and then there's the AMC
Yeah.
oh, don't forget to turn off your phone, enjoy the show. Right as that's coming to a close, what I assume is an old man behind me, based on his voice, a couple rows back, I just hear him goes, "Here comes the lady in the puddle." And then you just see Nicole Kidman's foot stepping in the puddle. And I was like, that's how he knows this woman, as the lady
That's
in the
totally
puddle.
how like your grandpa would describe this.
Here comes the lady in the puddle.
because Flash was such a shit show. I guess we didn't mention it, but when watching this movie, when we saw it in Dolby, I was reminded of during the Flash when it says when it cuts to black in the Dolby preview,
Yeah.
and I hear some guy just go, "Is the projector still on?" And then
Yes.
I was reminded of that this week. But
Projector's still on.
nothing notable in my theater experience happened except for the fact that there was way less
Not even
people,
the movie.
way
No.
less people than we were
Oh my
expecting.
God.
And there was people who had bought seats in our row that just didn't show up.
And you went opening night?
We went-
Yeah.
Damn.
So it was like we bought tickets like way ahead of time because the tickets were selling. They were on sale, and like already like we saw like 20 people had bought tickets. So I was like, all right, let's just get tickets. It's a month in advance, whatever. I don't think any more tickets were sold from the month that we bought them, which was like
Sad.
really
Oof.
sad.
I had an absolute Chad moviegoer on my right.
Shit.
Comes in, sits down, has a large popcorn, large drink, sits there, is shoveling popcorn. It's like 10 minutes into the movie. Puts it right in front of him because I was at like a weird theater and they had like a ledge where you could put your stuff in front of him. Puts it down, leans back, falls asleep.
This is twice now. This has happened to you.
Snoring.
What time are you going to the movies?
This was a 7 o'clock movie.
Oh, nice.
Falls asleep.
He had a long day.
He was
is
like,
snoring. Does the classic like reaches for the popcorn, starts eating it again, falls back asleep. 20 minutes into the movie, wakes himself up again, snoring, gets up and leaves.
Good.
Polished off 3/4 of a large popcorn and a drink, fell asleep for 10
35 minutes of the movie.
out of the film.
dude, that's awesome.
Absolute king.
That guy knows himself.
Yeah, that was nobody trying to be nothing they weren't.
We so yes, we went with the whole family, and yeah, it was fine. Nothing.
I will say the crowd. This was one of the more diverse crowds that I've been to as far as age. There was a lot of kids, a lot of old people.
When'd you go?
I went opening night.
Okay. Oh yeah, we went at the same time.
A lot of our row felt like it was either people that saw Indiana Jones when it came out.
They were children,
Yep.
or they showed their children.
Yes, because it was like me and Pat were like, there's 30-year-olds. Like our row ranged from 30 to, I'll cap it off
80.
at my dad's age of 73. And like the guys next to us were like, I don't want to label them as like they might still live in their mom's basement, but they might still live in their mom's basement.
Like the guy that Mike was with.
Chad.
And then the people next to Pat were like, kind of just looked like us. Like their parents probably showed this to them when they were young, and now they want to see this.
Chad.
So I guess we should talk about the movie, huh? All right.
All right.
So just non-spoiler, because I've had some time to think on this and digest a bit. So I don't think this is awful, but I don't think it's great either. And I mean, like, The Flash, I said it was great in parts. I don't think this is even great in parts. I think this is
it's
stable,
good
just
in
good.
parts.
Yeah.
And in some parts, I actively think it's bad.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. A lot of people are saying this is better than Crystal Skull, which I agree with.
I agree with that as well.
Better than Crystal Skull. Better than did you enjoy this more than The Flash or less than The Flash?
I enjoyed this more than The Flash,
I think I might have enjoyed The Flash more.
but I walked out of this movie the same way I walked out of Kingdom of Crystal Skull. It's like, okay, I mean, like, it wasn't what I remember those movies being, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
I enjoyed it more than
listen,
the Flash.
let's just get Crystal Skull out of the way real quick, because I don't want to keep going back to that. I'll just tell you guys right now, I don't think Crystal Skull is some abomination of cinema. Like, everyone's like, but the fridge,
The
and
monkeys.
the aliens, and the monkeys, and it's just like, he drank from an eternal life-giving cup the movie before this. They put a box with God in it in a storage
melt.
yeah, in a storage facility specialized for holding other supernatural, otherworldly things. That shit doesn't bother me. It's just it didn't do anything for Indy's character. That's what I don't like about that movie. This is the same problem.
I think it does things for Indy's character, just in the wrong direction.
And it's just there's things with like the storytelling that are awful. There is an element of surprise that is there at first, and then the more the movie goes on, the worse it get. Like the less that surprise, like you know what I mean. You're just like kind of like, all right, come on.
I really do think
know,
like each act is worse than the one prior.
Yes,
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
absolutely would agree with that. There is things in this movie that I would say are in a way reactionary to the complaints about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Definitely.
Which is crazy because this movie is like 15 some plus years after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like, and I have some stuff to talk about in spoilers, which like
I
it
would
just
hope.
after watching the movie, trivia based stuff, not like after seeing the movie and seeing the final product and looking at the way that this was shot and like hearing the stories about the conversations they had around this, it's so obvious to me that nobody involved with the original vision for Indiana Jones even gave a fuck about what they were putting on that screen. This is not as awful as Rise of Skywalker or as like Solo or any of those other. This is, I would say, if you're an Indiana Jones fan, it's the last one. You might as well check it out. It really isn't that bad. But is it the proper send-off I wanted for an 80-year-old indie? Not at all. No. So,
I would wait until it comes to streaming. I wouldn't go see it in theater.
This isn't to me, I looking at like my notes and they're basically all like, not the worst. It was serviceable.
it's just so down the middle.
It had it's really boring at a lot of parts, and a lot of parts where I thought the action would be better and captivate me, I was bored with. There was too much going on. There were too many people on this. Like there was just like a lot of stuff where it didn't pull me emotionally. Kind of like I honestly, as I was sitting through it, there was like some puzzles and stuff they do in traditional like Indiana Jones fashion, and I was like, Nicolas Cage did most of these better. Like the puzzles were real lackluster. It wasn't kind of cool. There was a lot of like shitty like just plot service for things.
God, even just thinking about this and like hearing you describe your gripes is making me more and more angry that the fact that they went through with this and this is what they thought was exceptional because Disney and Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy came to James Mangold and gave him a script that they had put together, like a spec script. Like, this is the story we want to tell, and these are the things that we want to happen. And he gave it back to them. Like, this was like in 2020, right? 2019, maybe even earlier than that. And he was like, I like these ideas, but I need a year to work on this to get this where this needs to be. Kathleen Kennedy said, all right, well, you got 25 days because that's when production starts. And
Classic.
he said, no, I won't do it. So they took it and they said they reconsidered what he said. What happened is they went to every name director in town and two things happened. One, I'm not working on a 25-day deadline to fix a script. And two, like, just, I don't need any of that shit. Like, I don't need no Disney, no Star Wars, like nothing. You know what I mean? So then they came back to Mangold and they told him, okay, we're going to go with your idea. I don't know if they ever confirmed that they gave him the year. I think it's more likely they gave him a couple months to figure it out, but it's just but it's just obvious. It's just obvious that this is like the second or third draft of this. Like,
it's very unfinished, very
and like
stitched together.
The crux of the plot in Act 3, you find out isn't what they've been telling you at all the whole movie. But it's not like a revolutionary or a cool
had that been
secret.
pulled up 45 minutes to an hour earlier,
it would have made things more interesting.
That's my biggest thing. I was like, Act 3, without getting into it, was cool. I thought I liked Act 3.
I like that. I thought that was a cool idea.
You can like, I think for the part of the movie, I was like, oh, that's cool. Exactly what you said. If you took that shit and put it an hour later and gave me some other not other iterations, but like expanded on that instead of it being just like a little fizzling out fire, I would have been like, this movie's awesome.
Let's talk about some performances. Let's start with our leading man. He's tired.
The energy of the entire film is a linchpin of his energy, and God damn,
him as a
old.
person. Well, it's just Harrison Ford.
It's Harrison Ford.
The whole thing is like, there's a line in the movie where he's like, "Thanks for putting up with me." It's like, this is just Harrison Ford. Like, that wasn't in the script. He probably just said that on set.
And then like, it's just like, and like, I get they do all that they can to like not push his physicality to where it's like, okay, he's 80, he can't do that, to where there's still some stuff he can do. But I mean, like,
they showed us the oldest man ever in the beginning of this movie when he gets up out of the chair.
Yeah.
And then he's climbing rocks. Like,
people were like commenting how like this is a character that people really identify with, and it's a major thing that they care about. And you're going to turn that guy into the grumpy next door neighbor. It's just like, people don't want that.
Now,
I get it. It's like, he's now an 80-year-old man, and what would that realistically be? But maybe if that's the case, don't do this movie.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like the beginning of his character arc. Is that like he's fizzled out, he's retired.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
getting divorced.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
they don't. But
part
that's
of
the
it.
thing is that's what bothers me about the movie so much is that this film is ultimately about nothing. That nothing of note happens. There's no change in the character. Nothing. Indy starts out an old grumpy fuck, and he ends the same fucking way.
Yep.
Nothing happens. Nothing of note. And not only that, they did that same bullshit where they took a movie where the character had a really good send off. He got married. He met his son. He took the hat and was like, "Hey, maybe we might do another one. You know, who knows? You know, we'll figure it out." Spielberg didn't want to do sequels anymore after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That's his last sequel. Hasn't done a sequel since because he said that's it. I'm not doing sequels no more.
Did he advise on this one?
I think he
at all?
produced, but
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck does that mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It means he gets a paycheck.
yeah. So what's it called? So
Yeah, nothing happened. They,
but
like,
nothing and that's the thing is they start off this movie. It's like, oh, cool. Like all these fucking good things that happened to Indy are now all fucking tragedies in his life. Awesome place to start. Like we're starting back at 0 or less than where we were before. You know what I mean? It's like
I get what you mean. Like it undoes everything from the previous movie, but also if you want to have any type of arc, you got to set this, like he's got to start somewhere and being, I guess they could have set it up prior to him losing everything.
Well, the weird thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't know where I was going with that, but like, I kind of get it, like why they needed to put it there, but also I get why it also sucks at the same time.
Yeah.
The weird thing with it is that, like, yeah, completely to your point. It's in the beginning they have Indy, and he's no longer at a big old university. He's no longer like excited. People are in his class. Like you have an old man who they're landing on the moon. You have future right here, and it's just later in the film. Mads Mikkelsen's character talks about he's like, they don't respect men like us anymore. So it's kind of like Indy is a relic, is what this all like the part A of his character.
you don't even know how many times I've saved the world and shit like that.
He is a relic that is now, been looked over, basically. He's retiring. It's all of that. They don't do anything with, they don't fix him. They don't make him a big old hero. They don't they don't do anything that like gives him a change.
Message doesn't ever
I
congeal
feel
into anything.
I feel like if we were doing like a hero who fell from grace, like flew too close to the sun, if you want to put it that way, we didn't get the payoff at the end to like have that beginning. Like I get where they were going with it. I understand we need to see him at his lowest so that we can see him up at the top again, but we didn't get it.
Fucking Harrison Ford characters that they've done this to.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
it's
fucking all right. I don't mean to spoil it, but they divorce him.
It's not
In this one,
the first 10
in this
minutes,
one,
yeah.
they don't even fucking estrange his son. They do
That-
something even worse.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? And he's not working his job anymore. Like he was
he's
made
at
the
his-
fucking dean at the
So-
end of Crystal Skull,
and
right?
now
They're
he's- now he's
bigger
working
letters,
in-
bigger letters.
Now
Remember?
he's working in the fucking end of 60s New York, which is a hellhole.
Yeah.
okay. So for what it's worth, how did you feel about Harrison's Ford performance specifically here?
He's tired.
Like that's it.
He's
Like
tired. Listen, when
I
he's
always
running, he's doing the old guy run.
It's the
And
Irish
some
On
guy-
top of I don't think this is a big spoiler. He's running on top of a train like every action movie. It looked so bad.
Because that
wait.
is purely CGI.
Yeah,
Wait,
it
wait,
looked
wait, wait.
really
We're
bad.
talking.
He's talking about the
prologue,
big-
right?
Prologue, yeah.
I didn't think any of that looked bad. I think that
Oh, I
20
thought-
minutes. I think that's the almost.
Really?
That's some of the best 20 minutes of Indiana Jones
Yeah.
material ever put to screen.
I agree.
Because it's a
But I thought
it's a
running on top of
radio-
the train
yeah.
looked bad.
It's
So-
a
yeah,
radio
some of
show
it looked
like,
terrible.
Listen,
basically a
we
thing.
want to get into spoilers,
Hold
so
on,
let's
but
just
real
okay,
about his performance with everything. I felt like none of it stuck and landed because Indiana Jones' character is kind of haphazard. Like
Yeah.
he's not, like you said, he's one of us. He's a relatable kind of person. He's not a superhero. He's like 50% I know my shit, 50% oh fuck that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and
He'll
there's-
get himself into situations, but always can get himself out of them.
But like half the time is luck.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt like they tried to do that a couple times in this movie. Like when you got the thing where he's like riding the horse in the subway and he's just like, here, take the horse to like some random person.
Yeah.
You get that quippiness for it. But like most of this movie, I was like, any of his lines and dialogues and delivery like that are just so not there. And you need that type of comedic.
But I don't know if
Harrison Ford.
I don't know if that's a Harrison
I
Ford thing
felt
as
like
much as a writing
his
thing.
first
I think it's
confrontation
He's old
with
and yes,
his
writing.
first confrontation with Voller should have happened at a grocery store, and they're both at their carts turned
Yeah.
this way like, are you how's Poland or whatever, like
Stay out of Poland.
All right,
So what did you think of Mads Mikkelsen?
Well, hold on, wait. Let's just obviously we want to spoil the fuck out of this because there's particulars that we want to talk about. So let's just give the numbers right now. I'm gonna go first. This was like a fucking 6 out of 10 for me. I mean, it wasn't awful, but it was also like it was one of those things where it's just enough. But I mean, like it's
it was
Indiana.
limping across the finish line.
Yeah, it was like Jesus Christ, just come on, get it out of its misery already.
I don't know if I want to give it a 5.5 or a 6, but somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 as well. It didn't do anything that I would never see it again.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm 99% sure I gave Dungeons and Dragons a 6, so I'm gonna give this a 6.5.
Okay. So it's probably like a 6, right? We give it like a 6 out of 10.
Even 6.
All right. Let's do a spoiler section. So I'm just gonna start off by saying this has been an unmitigated disaster for Disney and Lucasfilm. This is officially the end of the rope. This film debuted in the U.S. to $60 million.
Yeah. What were they projecting?
150.
Nearly triple.
That's fucking incredible.
International did 72, so around about 140 million worldwide.
This was $295 to make. Before.
Wrong.
No.
Reported budget was 296. However, in the age of the pandemic, this ballooned to 329. This movie cost $329 million. That's
Before marketing.
$11 million less than Pirates of the Caribbean 4 cost in 2011, and that movie made almost $2 billion.
And this also costs more than the new Mission Impossible movie.
Yes, it does. The new Mission Impossible
Which
movie costs $150 million, I think.
It's wild to think about.
Is
of the
marketing in
scale.
with that number, that 320?
No. And rule of thumb is you're at least spending half of that on your marketing. So
And this has been
they've
been marketing this for a long
and
time.
like here's the thing, this is like, okay, you might like now everybody takes a piece of that, the theaters, the distributors, the advertisers. Disney's break even point here is like $900 million. Like, and it's just not gonna happen. They're gonna lose a shit ton of money on this. So and like I think that they can't even look towards ancillary revenue because they didn't make a good product. Nobody wants an old Indiana Jones Hot Toys. I noticed that they didn't do a line of Hot Toys.
There's no McDonald's
like
toys.
you
for
know what I
this.
mean? There's
what about the kid? They'll make a plushie of the kid.
the other thing I
sidekick
heard this
with the-
morning
with
was
the dirt-
that-
It's like,
dirt mustache.
Of course, we need an ethnic child in an Indiana Jones movie. They're like, guys, you really couldn't fucking do this without
and
that.
he
apparently.
and he isn't. Well, I want to, dude.
Let's
fucking-
go through
So
prologue.
all right, so but hold on. But the other thing I wanted to say was the ticket sales. The ticket sales skewed more than 50% of 45 and older. And also I believe it was
I wonder why.
the busiest show times were matinees,
4:30 p.m.
matinees and just after dinner.
Gotta
Wow.
get to that early bird special.
There was
Blue
no
plate.
late night teenager shows, and there was no after school specials for the high schoolers. Like there was nothing. Like
Because the demographic is the 30-year-olds that their parents showed them this when they were way too young.
but I also think
And the
just the
gilfs.
brand of
Yeah.
Lucasfilm. I also just feel like the
The 80s for Brady's.
The Lucasfilm brand is so in the shitter now too. Like,
Do you
they
feel
had
like if-
Rise of Skywalker was the last movie they put out theatrically, and that was the first domino to fall. I think of like shit they put out. Then we have all these horrible shows on Disney Plus.
Yep.
On top of that, they put out that fucking Willow show that they put everything into. It didn't only get canceled; they're taking it off the streaming
That to me
services as a
seemed
tax
more of
write-off.
That seemed to me more of a problem of marketing.
Well, I mean, the show wasn't good. The
Did you watch it?
no, but it got reviewed.
Yeah?
A 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like not like
What?
yeah, like it's awful. It was
Oh my
bad.
God.
So,
I
and
just assumed because nobody heard about it.
yeah, and since Zaslav found the take this off like tax hole loophole thing, they're doing that shit too. They're gonna start taking stuff off too. So that's what I'm saying is that I don't think that even if you marketed this, I just don't like as much as you could have. I just don't think the branding for Lucasfilm is there the same way as the branding is for Marvel.
Well,
I don't think nobody thinks about Lucasfilm.
Exactly. Nobody thinks.
I don't
about
think that's
Lucasfilm.
So I mean, that's not a strike against.
Poor
it.
Harrison Ford.
No, because when the Star Wars movies were coming out, don't you remember seeing Episode
People
7
only
and the
think about
Lucasfilm logo come
with
out?
Star Wars.
Yes.
Yes.
Nobody thinks about it as like a franchise or like a stable of
Well, I think
Yeah.
property, intellectual property. They just think it's the Star Wars brand.
Yeah,
and the
because
weird
of
shit that
Lucas,
George did in between. You know what I mean?
But
Well,
nobody
Like,
thinks
I think the issue too is like we're just so used to like movies now are like we're gonna spend $400 million and hope it makes money, and then when it makes $70 million, you're like, oh, this is a failure.
you
Like,
guys know that
There's no
fucking
smaller mid-sized budget movies.
No, it's just you can't have a home run every time you step up to bat, and
Yeah.
they're budgeting everything that they're expecting a home run.
Well, you
It has
guys got to
be,
remember,
otherwise they're
June has
gonna
been,
go broke.
yeah,
June has been a rough month for the summer blockbuster
Yeah.
because Spider-Man came out and set the precedent, and then a multiverse movie came out right after that, and like that was supposed to do so much business. It shit the bed. This shit the bed. Transformers is
The kids' movies are shitting the bed.
I think Transformers is gonna break even.
There's
but
that
it's not gonna
new,
make. It's no way it's gonna turn a
The
profit.
Kraken movie.
Yeah.
Did that come out already?
It
No.
did. It did. It opened to a box office of about 5.2 million.
Yeah, it's doing really bad.
What about
Yeah.
Elementals? Is that
So-
coming out
Nope.
yet?
That's tanked too.
Yeah, that's doing really bad.
So here's what I
Movies
think.
are dying.
Here's what I think. I think there's two main things.
Because they've
One-
gone woke.
One, oh yeah, one, an overabundance of there's too many summer blockbusters. There's just not enough money in the general audience to keep creating
single
billion-dollar movies every week. It's just not possible.
Especially with the $30 movie ticket, you know, guys.
How am I supposed to get a good nap in if I got to spend $30?
I gotta, bro. What? You're a family. You spend $300 going to
Yeah.
movies now. Like,
That guy at your theater probably spent a minimum of $30 to take a good 30-minute nap and eat his popcorn.
at least, yeah.
Yeah, the popcorn alone.
And that's the other thing too.
16,
We've
18
learned
bucks.
this. We've learned this through James Cameron's most recent release. It's about the theatrical experience. If you're releasing these mid fucking movies and people are like, I could just catch it on a streaming service in a month that I already have, and you're saying it's not worth going to the movies for, I'll just wait.
So that's
Top
what I
Gun
don't
did so well,
understand.
too. Like-
why are these companies sending them to streaming so quickly?
Because they have
Because they're
well,
tanking.
that's the thing. It's the DVD model. So like if a movie tanked at the box office back in the day, they quickly put it out on DVD as soon as possible because remember back in the day your DVD sales were like your movie opened up a second time. And they just got it out to recover as much and capitalize on the people who did like the movie, you know, like people who were going to buy it on DVD regardless.
But I mean, like they're setting the precedent now that it's like I don't have to go to the theater.
Yes.
it's gonna be on streaming in a month. I get what you're
if
saying.
it's bad, if it's not, if it's like Shazam had no streaming date, that movie
But
bombed,
honestly-
and the Monday after they had a date. Like
I don't know if maybe this is just me personally, but from what I hear from people, they're thinking I'll just wait for it to come out for streaming. I don't know if it's because we've had so many bombs and big, like what you were saying,
Yeah.
so many of these big, huge, mammoth franchises are bombing left and right. But everybody just expects it'll be a month, 2
Well,
months.
because
there's-
it behooves you as the customer. Like you're in the power here. It's like
it's also
okay,
the accessibility to it to the
That-
product too.
yeah,
Like
to that effect. To your point, Nick, it's kind of like, oh, okay, like you know, if this is good, it's going to stay in theaters. Great, I can go see it in a theater when it's more convenient for me. If this is bad, oh, I'll see it on streaming and I won't have to pay anything additional for it. You have a win-win as a customer, and it's both contingent upon the movie doing poorly.
the dynamic
basically.
has changed too.
Yeah.
The back in the day, movie tickets were like $10,
$8.75.
$8 to go see a movie. So you'd go see a movie, and then if you liked it, you'd just buy it, and that was it. But if you didn't buy movies, you know, people who stream usually don't. I mean, people. There's a lot of people who have streaming, but my point is that they're spending their money elsewhere. Whereas back in the day, if you wanted to rent something, you went to a Blockbuster, you had to have a membership, and then it cost money to rent the shit out of the store. So you could easily rack up $50, $60 in renting movies for a weekend. Whereas if you just went and saw a movie and you bought no snacks, it would be $8 to $7. And even if you bought a couple snacks, maybe it might be 20. Or if you go with your girlfriend at the time, it's like 20, $30, or your boyfriend, whoever. I don't care. my point is just that the dynamic has changed where now the theater experience is much more expensive than just paying a standard $11.99 for whatever
6 months of
exactly
a streaming service
So-
and then 2 people at
so
theater.
I can save money and wait at home. It's like they have somehow learned to fuck up. I mean, like, and the other problem here is ultimately, you guys, you got to remember, Netflix showed up and fucked up this whole precedent that we had going on for years. It's only 10 years into that at this point. They're still trying to figure it out. Like, this has got to be the one, though, that changes a strategy. This has to be the straw that
You would
breaks the camel's
think.
back.
I have the same feeling with it.
Yeah?
I think this really has to be like, I mean, this is the swan song for Indiana Jones.
And for Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So
Sure is.
let's get right into it then.
Let's talk about the fucking movie.
Yeah, all right. So let's talk about the opening sequence. There's about 20 to 25 minutes, an opening sequence where it takes place during the last days of World War II. The Nazis are trying to find some artifacts, which was really
They
weird.
had a train full of artifacts
Yeah.
that they had
Big old
absconded with.
Sisu vibes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny part is that I didn't see that movie. Is that
Right? You didn't.
you guys saw season no? Is that they're talking about this spear in the beginning, and then just they set up the spear, and then it's like never mind about the spear. The spear is useless. There's
Well, it's fake.
yeah. Well, that's it. But it's just weird to put like. You should have immediately got us in on the dial. Like that should have been like what everyone was
Oh,
looking
this
for.
is-
Because then Indy's also saying this weird shit. Like he's also saying he's been looking for this particular. It's the dice again, Nick. Remember he's been looking for it all his life.
Yeah.
It's the dice.
He's not been looking for the dial his whole life.
No, he says that. He literally says that.
If he did say it, I don't remember hearing it.
I don't
but
remember, but he's there to basically stop them from getting the Spear of Christ, which is also the Spear of Destiny.
Yeah.
But they couldn't call it that.
So they're on the train and he what's it called? I liked the train antics, you know, I liked him locking
It was
cars.
great, yeah.
This was all
And the
box
gun
standard.
spinning
Gatling
around.
gun?
Yeah.
That was cool
That was
as
really
fuck.
cool.
I was like, damn, I was like, they're really doing it. Okay, maybe this is all right. And the Rotten Tomato score has gone up.
It has.
It started at 55 and I believe it's at 70 now. So people are enjoying this. And so are the critics.
the de-aging was so close.
It was hit or miss. It was
So-
black and white.
Well, and they really tried to obscure it and make, like the lighting was changing a lot, so you
Yeah.
didn't really get a super clear look at him. But it was like when we weren't really looking at his face, I was having a blast. When you were looking directly at his face, I was thinking
couldn't
about
think
Can
of
I-
It got a
Yeah.
little muddy
Can
at
I
points.
can I ask a question? Why is it that Disney and Marvel can put out de-aged actors and they look absolutely flawless? Yet
like in what? Like example?
like in Captain Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, you have a de-aged Kurt Russell. Captain Marvel, you have like 40 years off of Samuel L. Jackson and he looks incredible during that movie. Endgame, there's a Hank Pym de-aging scene. There's a Tony Stark de-aging scene in the beginning of
there's
Ant-Man
one
1.
in-
Yeah.
There's a Tony Stark de-aging in the beginning of Civil War where they literally took a fucking 19-year-old and put Robert Downey Jr.'s face on him, and it still looks incredible.
That one I think
Like-
is a little iffy, but I
like-
mean it looks on par
But-
at least with this.
That's my point, though, is that they can't, there's no company like, hey, can we call up Marvel,
Yeah,
our
there's not the
partners?
one
and-
guy who
you know
can
what I
do
mean?
this, like,
and then,
you
like,
know.
here's the thing is that,
It's the guy who
First they
fixes
did-
Woody in Toy Story 2.
Yeah,
first they
honestly.
did digital face replacement for the first season or the ending of season 2 of Mandalorian, right? For Luke Skywalker, and it looked
was
pretty
okay.
rubbery. Then they hired that guy who does deepfakes, and I think season 2 he looked way better.
Yeah.
like
I think it
that
looked
was
better, but it still
that-
didn't
Still not
make the
perfect.
mark
that
for me.
that looked so good. They were like, we should set this during the daytime. That's how good. That's how confident they were. in that.
we spoke about this briefly the other day.
You were the one who I was talking to. About
I
this,
think they
okay.
should just hire an actor that looks similar.
Yes,
they-
and
I mean
just
ultimately
use
that's
that person's
ultimately
face.
that's where I'm
That's-
getting to is
they-
that just hire a younger
They
actor.
did that with Indiana Jones already, didn't they? Didn't
Yeah,
they have
River Phoenix.
River
Well,
Phoenix was
yeah.
in Temple of Doom, or
It was it was a flashback scene. So I mean, it made it like just
Sure,
hire
but-
somebody to play younger version of this character.
and he didn't even fucking look like him. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
no one
one of
cares.
our
That's the thing.
points.
It's different when it's a kid to an
Well,
adult
okay.
versus an
Well,
adult
anyway-
character that we already know. But still,
He can be young.
just have a
Ultimately-
different actor.
Ultimately, yes, I agree with that. But my point was is just that how, if any of them, how did they get this one to the point where it's like some of it looks flawless, and then some of it looks like, oh, okay. Did they finish the render on that one? Like,
I don't even know if I don't agree with that. I feel like it looked consistent, but it was in such a weird spot in the uncanny valley for me because it was like so close to looking human, but it just
it's the twitches in the face
there
that
were
it
some
doesn't
shots
have,
that
yeah.
were really good, but there was also a lot of anything that was at like a non-standard angle or like a slightly askew angle or having weird lighting.
There
Was
no, they were like, we're setting this motherfucker in the dark.
Yeah,
'cause
but
this
like
is
when they
tough.
like hit him with the flashlight and stuff, and I was like, "There's a lot of light bouncing around everywhere," and I was like, I was like, "This looks like a PS4
They thought
game."
they thought they were gonna hide it, but it highlighted it.
I think it was that scene. There was like a scene where he was like moving to get up, and I swear to God, his body moved and his face did not start to move.
It's when they were coming out of the water.
Yes.
Yes.
And they also did the what is it? ADR, not ADR. Dialogue replacement.
Yeah, ADR.
Yeah,
It was
ADR.
There was a couple instances of that, and it looked so bad with the fake face.
The voice, like, it was weird that they didn't DH his voice at all. He still sounded 80 years old when he was a 35, 40-year-old man.
I talk about this frequently. I just watched Shrinking. I think it's one of the best shows on television right now. It's on Apple TV. You should go watch it. That is cranky Harrison Ford in that.
Perfect.
And that's exactly what I was picturing in this voice, which is a problem because it's not him. It's supposed to be Indiana Jones, not cranky therapist Indiana Jones.
I heard that I was listening to a review over the weekend, and somebody mentioned that watching this sequence from like just kind of points something out. It's like, he's hanging out with a lot of Nazis kind of frequently. It's just like he's pretty good at getting in and dressing up like and then he was just like, "Hey, Indy, you gonna try and save any Jews when you get over there?" And he just goes, "Nah, I gotta get this spear." You know what I mean? Like,
Can't believe how many times they were like, "It belongs in a museum."
Yeah. I do like how they stuck to that, though.
I'd love to see
they didn't change the philosophy on that.
Indiana Jones and Schindler's List crossover. It's like, all right, I'm gonna save people. I'll save the relics.
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't trade away your ring."
That belongs in a
I could have
jewelry
saved
store.
6 people with this.
So,
In the fist fight.
he beats up all the Nazis. I like that part where he hides amongst them. I thought that was cool. All that was good. The only thing I didn't love was when Voller gets nailed by the sign.
Dude.
And I was like, well, he's definitely dead or going to come back with some sort of steel
plate.
No,
Yeah, like
I
something.
full on expected him to be Two-Faced when we see him later.
Yeah. I
Or in
expect
a wheelchair.
Or-
But
yeah.
like that, or it's some weird time thing
Yeah.
that he went back in time. But that dude should have been
That's
fucking
what I
decapitated.
thought too at first. That would have been cool as fuck. That future him already got it and went back.
Yeah.
Like that would have been cool.
How did Indiana Jones age, 30 years? But Mads Mikkelsen,
Still looks
a
great.
clean 20.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like he looks great, but also he looked old when he was young.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They just gave him silver hair.
So let's talk about Mads Mikkelsen real quick now that he's on the tip of our tongue. I think it's strange how he what's it called? How he
always
didn't
plays the same character.
he didn't look. I'll put it like this: I don't think he's a Nazi, but I definitely think he hates somebody. There's
In
a lot
real
of
life?
Yeah, he hates somebody.
He's
I don't
got
know.
hate in his heart.
Yeah, he's got hate in his heart. But
Well,
his
hold on.
plan.
Was that Toby Jones?
Yes.
He's the
classic Nazi.
Why were they casting the classic Nazi as not Nazi?
I know.
He's playing against type in this role.
Yeah.
And he did great.
He did.
So-
he did do
The
good.
Mads.
It's one of these things where like I didn't understand the plot, and then he was just like, I'm going back and I'm killing Hitler. And it's just like, so he's a good guy? And then you're like, nah, Hitler was a bitch, is pretty much what he was saying.
I
was
want to
like,
be Mecca Hitler.
Okay.
This fucker believed in the cause so hard that
Yeah.
he was going on, and he was like, "Look, he fucked it up. We could have done more."
Yeah, he's like, I'll go back and I'll make the corrections.
I thought that's a cool fucking premise.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
Wait,
like Red
it is-
Skull.
yeah.
Like, you know,
Can we
it's-
talk about the hardest line in the movie is delivered by Mads Mikkelsen when he's talking to this waiter at the hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the premise
good
is
villain.
that
He's
Mads
yeah.
Mikkelsen's character helped us land on the moon.
It's the classic, we stole all the Nazi
essentially,
scientists.
yes, we
and
stole a Nazi scientist. He's really a war criminal. We should send him back to Poland, but we didn't.
This is a true thing. Also,
And
we did this.
yes, we did this. There's a Netflix documentary you can watch on this. He looks at this waiter and like somehow figures out that he was in the army. I don't know how. That was unclear. And he just goes, just so you know, you did not win the war. Hitler lost it. And I was like,
because
I know,
those
that was
guys,
hard.
because he believed the war was still going on. That's
yeah.
his, and like I do love the idea that like once again Indiana Jones went this route of take like historical fiction where it's like maybe there are a bunch of escaped Nazis that went to Argentina. You know what I mean? And like I loved how Hitler. I love how India.
I love how
Hitler
really-
Jones and the Dial of Destiny. No. So I like how Indy like even taunts him with it too, like basically telling him like, why don't you go back to Poland, or you know, like so I like that idea of this, like this is a runaway Nazi who's gonna try and do a big time travel, and you know,
I loved the villain and the concept of the villain. I think they were literally just like, I'm not going to give you any bit of direction to play this character because it was
very
flat.
yeah,
And not in a menacing
He
kind
was
of like
playing fucking Grindelwald.
yeah.
It wasn't menacing. It wasn't like, you know, empoweringly evil. It wasn't
This is
like
two
kind of
times in a row.
That
he's
one
played a
moment that
Nazi.
Liz just described, that was the one time that,
that was the one
he was
hard,
menacing.
And that's basically when we're introduced to him as the villain.
Yeah.
But then realistically for the other half of it, it's like he's kind of just like playing a game of Tom and Jerry, cat and mouse with Indiana Jones for the rest of it.
He's using his minions, but his minions are
were
taking
great.
charge.
They were awesome.
Yes, the one minion, Kleber, is Boyd Holbrook.
He's in
He's in Logan.
He gave off the, I am a traditional white American, but I want to be a Nazi. Therefore, I am like dyeing my hair blonde, growing out a mustache, learning German. Like I am going to be the epitome of a good SS.
I'm going
soldier.
back to when times were great.
Yeah, he was a great fucking villain.
Yeah.
There is there's a show on Amazon Prime that does explore. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got big name actor that I can't remember, but it explores what happens when white Americans do want to become Nazis, and if Hitler is actually still alive in Argentina.
Okay, all right, enough.
I'm going to talk about the Netflix show Sandman.
Yeah.
Boyd Holbrook is the villain of the first season, and that guy, like, he should be in so many more movies. He's incredible.
Yeah, I like
God
him.
damn.
He's like
he
the
was
one
good.
person I believe that they were out for like evil.
Yeah.
There was a sequence in the opening of this movie that I would put on par with the fridge and the vines. The part where Indy is hung by his neck and a bomb goes off underneath him.
I wouldn't put it
and
on
if he
par,
didn't,
but-
We didn't see Sisu.
and if he didn't choke to death in the beginning, his neck absolutely would have been broken when I saw him fling like a piece of plywood.
It's definitely
That's the plot
suspension
armor
of
you wanna give him?
It's suspension of disbelief to a degree, but it's nowhere near getting a nuclear bomb dropped on you, launching into the air and crashing to the ground.
The entire
it's lead lined.
Yeah.
yeah. You're right. You would have survived that. He would have cooked and been smashed.
Built different.
Yeah, he's built different.
This entire movie is just plot armor for Indy. He's not needed in any bit of this. I'm so surprised they didn't just shoot him. I mean, they did.
So
they shot him in the heart
they
and
shot-
then
and then this
acted like
man-
it was a shoulder wound.
this man took it and walked around for 8 hours and traveled to the past.
all right,
Came
I
up
will
with
say-
continental shift, whatever.
The tuk-tuk chase gave me CTE, so I don't even know how Indy made it out of there alive.
dude, watching him run
Jumping
run
from
in
fucking
those
thing to thing.
Yeah.
watching
was-
him run in those like just doing the old guy like he catches everybody too. But somebody we haven't brought up yet, Helena. Her character, I don't even know if Disney was trying to push an agenda in this one. They didn't do a very good job of it, goddammit, because I couldn't even tell what they were trying to do.
They were like, we're going to pass the torch to the least likable character we can come up
Exactly.
with.
And the
that's
most
Phoebe
pointless
Waller-Bridge.
Yeah, she has like her writing of her character is so inconsistent. It's like, is she a spy? Is she an architect? Is she an archaeologist? Is she a thief? Is she cool and like calm and collected? Does she crack quips? It's like, let's make her do everything and
Yeah.
anything we need in the moment
She
to
had-
get the plot moving along.
I thought this felt very like we're gonna put a woman in there who likes to drink and fuck and play with the boys because she's a man.
Which is
Well,
what
they,
I mean. Like
they did the
if
same
you've
thing with
seen-
Marion in the
Yeah.
first
yes,
one.
Yeah.
and it felt
But
cool.
that worked.
But
Yeah,
that worked
it
because
It did-
Marion had a purpose.
Yes,
Yeah,
this I
she
was
was
just.
consistent.
I was like, we were watching somebody the other day talk about how she's smart, she's got a PhD, she just graduated with this archaeology degree. But then I'm thinking like, oh, but also the dichotomy is she's a liar and a thief. So how do we know she's actually telling Indiana Jones
Yeah,
the
and
truth?
even then, it's just like there's all like going back to with Marion. Like Marion was a strong, consistently written, likable character.
Yeah.
She makes Indy's life a
Hell.
living hell, and you're supposed to like her. Yet on top of that, you can't even tell if she's like telling him the truth about what's going on. And not only that, he forgets who she is until she mentions who she is by name. And then he goes, Wombat. And then like he just calls her Wombat for the rest of the movie, where it's like,
Supposed to
dude,
be
the
endearing,
third
yeah.
time she betrayed me, I would have stopped calling her Wombat and I would not have been nice.
Also, can we
Like,
talk about the mole on her forehead
That's-
did not appear
it was not in the first
until
until the
the
kid. No, no, no,
second
no.
Until the
flash
kid.
Hold
yes.
on, hold on. That actual actress has that, and she always covers her hair with it. And I think they just made sure the kid had it, so in any chase sequences or anything, or if it might have been seen.
Well, they made it really
No,
obvious in
they
the
sure
second
did.
and third
I'm
act.
I
pretty
know they
sure
did.
they CGI'd it out and they just forgot
no,
in this
it's
scene.
because
It was probably covered up.
it's how she does her hair. I don't know if you guys have seen. Have you seen the show Fleabag?
No.
It's really good. It's only like 1 or 2 seasons. She's the main character of it. I feel if you saw that, they were basically like do that character because she's a very like cheeky kind of like, aloof, not aloof, but kind of like unserious and like,
Yeah.
very like quippy and very like drinky and stuff like that.
Quippy and drinky.
Yeah.
Quippy and drinky. But yeah, to this point, it's like, I didn't know. Are we supposed to like her? Are we supposed to have her on our side? Is she supposed to help us but then betray us?
Should I fight you right now?
Yeah, there was
Are you asking
no-
me to
It
fight
didn't
you?
There was no
feel-
emotional tension, and it was kind of
Also,
like,
like-
I don't know where to put you.
Yeah.
When I watched an Indiana Jones movie, I'm like, oh, how are they gonna get out of this? You know what I mean? This one, whenever the two of them got into something, I was always certain that they were gonna get out of it because they need her. You know what I mean? They needed her to at least get to the end so they could shove a franchise off on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that absolutely has been discussed. It was official at one point, and then they took it away after all the
Well, yeah,
horrible
it's what they
ratings,
tried to
but-
do with Shia LaBeouf.
Well,
But like, they
Yes.
set it up for that, and they were like, let's do this, but with a woman now.
And then it's the same exact result.
Well, honestly,
People are
I think
rejecting it.
I think more people. I think if Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was a better movie, I think people would have been welcome to the idea of Shia LaBeouf because Shia LaBeouf was big as fuck. That 2 years before that, he had Disturbia and Transformers, and that year he had
And even Stevens.
Indiana Jones and something else that was really big that year, and then the next year was Transformers.
He
He had a bunch of
Disturbia.
He
What is
had
that
like
movie? What was that horror film?
Disturbia. That
yeah.
movie's awesome.
Yeah, I think that was close to that. Year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2007. But either way, it had he for that like 8 or 9 years, he was fucking on top. So I don't think it would have been weird for Shia LaBeouf to have like his own Indiana Jones spinoff or something. But I think it's the way the audience recepted the movie, number one,
Sure.
that caused it to, perform the way that it did, or, to cancel sequels. And number two, bro, just think about the way Steven Spielberg and George Lucas work. It takes the two of them fucking forever
Yeah.
to get anything off the ground. Dude, Shia LaBeouf could have not gone insane. That movie could have made $1 billion, and they could have greenlit a whole trilogy of
altered
movies for
history.
him, and it still would not be out.
Like, I also think that it's like, I don't understand how nobody takes the lesson of James Bond. We don't want, they were passing the torch. Just recast the character,
Dude,
and keep churning out.
I just
Indiana
want to
Jones.
get. That's what I just want at this point. I want you because like there's other Indiana Jones stories that are cool. There's the fucking Atlantis one, like where they find the lost city of Atlantis. There's what's it called? There's like even more mystical, spooky shit like Wendigo shit and like
You're talking about the TV show?
yeah, and there's
Well,
like
but,
comic
this
books
is
and
again
stuff.
why the
or
first
there's like
25 minutes.
You could even produce little YouTube shorts on Lucasfilm of like for what's it called? I'll put it like this. there's a comic book where Han Solo crashes on a foreign planet and the natives there murder him, and then 1,000 years in the future, somebody finds the shipwreck, and like when they pry the door open, you see the silhouette, like the hat and the whip and everything. Indiana Jones finds Han Solo's skeleton, and like with the Wook and Chewbacca skeleton and the Millennium Falcon, and like it's just a nice little thing that they did in the comics. Like you could even put that on produce that and put that on YouTube just for fun, animation, whatever. But I'm saying build up the brand, because this has no brand awareness either.
We want him on cool adventures. Like I don't need him chasing. I don't need car sequences or chases like that. Like,
I don't need the old man run.
Yeah, I need the first 25 minutes of this and the last 10 minutes of this.
You know what would be cool? If they really wanted to make the Mutt Williams thing work, is if you, like, let's say you introduce the character. It couldn't happen anymore, but then you did Indiana Jones movies. Let's say you did a new trilogy, and then, as George Lucas likes to do, take inspiration from like pulp media, like comics and Buck Rogers and shit, and do a little like a little early show, a 15-20 minute Mutt Williams precursor to the movie that's like in with the trailers. Yeah. Then you go into the movie. Then by the third one, we like Mutt Williams now. Yeah. Boom. There you go. Hand it off. But like, you can't just say, hey, here's dickhead motorcycle kid that is, and he's your new Indiana Jones.
Here's this fucking librarian. We don't know what she is actually. Yeah. Now she's your new Indiana Jones. So,
but she's also she's got a degree. She's also a streetwise street rat.
Does she have a degree though?
Kind of an adventurer.
Yeah.
Because does she have a degree though? Because
you're too hung up on this, Liz.
No, because I would have.
Women didn't get degrees in the 60s, Liz.
Yes, I know. Because I feel like people are going to be like, oh my God, you hate women as a woman. I don't. I just want consistent writing for women. I wish they would have cut like 15 minutes of like unnecessary action out of this and given us like 5 to 10 minutes on Indiana Jones. Why is he a miserable man now? And like 5 to 10 minutes on why she's a theft doing.
Well, no, they went into why Indy's miserable. I feel like that was justified.
I think a little extra.
But she's underwritten because she has trajectory all over the place, and they never go anywhere with anything. Like
they
it's
showed
like
a flashback where her dad was going crazy.
Oh yeah.
So he taught me all this cool stuff.
So then we get into like the member berries side of this cast. Sala, which hilarious. Sala was supposed to have a cameo at the end of Crystal Skull in at the wedding, but he claimed that he wanted a bigger role, so he wasn't gonna do it because he thought the audience, the character was worth more to the audience. And now I realize he's like, well, you know what? I better do this one because that's it. And
he was great,
dude.
Yeah, I would have liked more of
him. But I like this idea that Indy helped his family immigrate to the United States. Like he helped them get in. I like that. But then that's it. There's no interesting dynamic between them. Nothing. There's one scene that's really weird. He's like, "Hey, I brought my passport with me. You're just gonna leave your family if I say yes? You're just gonna get on this plane?" Like
that was them being like, he's like, yeah, I miss the old times. I want to be an adventure with you. And Indy's like, it's still perpetuating to like, we're the thing of the past, basically. Yeah. He's like, I'm not doing a big thing. It's not like that. Yeah.
That was such a tease that like, I can't believe they brought him all the way to the airport with his passport, and they're like, you go back home. Yeah. You turn your ass around, old man.
But like that could also be a callback to like how like in that one scene when they're in the cave, I'm getting ahead a little bit, where he's talking about how like I would have told Mutt not to go to war, not to do this, not to that. Like he's basically saying to Sala, like you stay, like you have something to live for, you have this family, don't go with me. You have other things to do.
In any type of way?
What?
It's in the very end, it's basic because it's the exact same thing. It foreshadows with the end where he's like, leave me here. He's like, I don't have anything to go back to in the future. Like, let me stay here.
When she's like, what would you have told your son? I would have told him not to enlist.
What did he say in that moment outside the airport with Sala? Like, he was basically
it's
like,
not like the old times.
He's like, I'm not doing... No. He doesn't ever say, you have a family, you should stay here.
Oh, I'm heavily implying it.
Yes, but like, what a missed fucking opportunity.
Yes.
Well, he says something along the lines of it later, too.
Yes, I agree.
But that doesn't matter.
If he had mentioned his family there, it would have given us a little bit more of like an arc, a little bit more emotional Yes.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones.
And then he
I was like,
dies in
cool.
a car accident.
Yeah. And then he gets hit by a bus.
And then he has to drive
So,
around Newark Airport 5 times
yeah.
because he can't figure out how to get home.
So speaking of death, Mutt Williams, they killed him off screen. I like
Rip.
they drop it to you a little hint about how Dr. Jones's son recently was murdered in the war in Vietnam, and then later on, he comes out with it on the boat. He's like, I tell him not to enlist. And then he mentions a thing about how the grief, like he couldn't conceive, or how his death, he wouldn't be able to console his grieving mother, and that would ruin their marriage or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought all that was good.
Yeah,
I thought all that was good. And like,
Yeah.
here's the thing: in a different timeline, had Shia LaBeouf not fucked up, he'd probably be in this movie.
I thought that dialogue was a little on the nose, it was a little too direct. I like that they were dropping hints at it and not really, but I do understand you like that flushes out why Indy is this way.
Yeah.
They had to give Harrison his choke
You guys
back
know why-
performance kind of thing.
What's it called? You guys know that Shia LaBeouf would have to do a lot of not fucking up to have been in this movie. But I think the most egregious thing came when after the movie came out, like a couple months later, he was bad-mouthing Spielberg, Lucas, and Harrison Ford in the press. And they all were just like, yeah, fuck this guy. Like, and Stevens, that's what, after Transformers 3, like, why don't you ever see Shia LaBeouf's name associated with Steven Spielberg project? Because he fucking bit the
died in
hand that feed.
Vietnam.
Yeah, he died in Vietnam. So, then I have so then we already talked about Boyd Holbrook.
Wait, Nick, what are you signaling?
Just because we mentioned the boat, why Antonio Banderas? What
Why
a waste.
not?
Yeah.
What a waste of,
Why not?
because they had him in one sequenced couple scenes.
Antonio
and for one of
Banderas
them,
is a leading man.
They put him underwater in a
Yeah.
mask where he couldn't talk.
It was a waste. And then he's like,
That was a
my
cool-
friend was just murdered.
The one little cameo.
I think it's crazy how they can put out the Little Mermaid and it looks immaculate as far as underwater, living people underwater CGI goes. And then I watch this and I'm like, I can't really see what's going on, but for whatever reason, everything just looks Disneyified. You know what I mean? Like when you saw the skull and crossbone and everything, it's like they pulled those assets from some Pirates movie because that's exactly what that looks like.
It looks like a
And
Pirates movie.
and that's honestly that's another thing is that I miss the sets, I miss the stunts, you know what I mean? Like there is nothing that comes close in this movie to the tanks, to the tank scene in Last Crusade. There's nothing that comes close to the truck scene. There's nothing that comes close to the boat chase. You know what I mean?
the
Like
fucking plane
like
with the propeller.
the birds, like nothing. There's nothing that comes close to any. And like you look at the way they shot that plane scene, for instance, right? They built a whole ass thing where the car would drive and there's a background behind them, and then the plane would come in between them. Like they built a whole rig. They had to rig lights, and this movie is just a fucking CGI garbage. And like I expected more from fucking Indiana Jones.
And
I expected them to build some fucking sets.
If it's a travel adventure, you expect them to have location.
Which is
Yes.
when they were on location looked great, but I think a lot of it too, they deliberately tried to make it look like an old Indiana Jones movie with stylistically and the camera shots and everything, and it looked
They got to keep
worse.
Harrison in the AC and away from planes.
and it
so.
looked even worse. Yeah, it looked even worse than like the horrible CGI of Crystal Skull.
So let's talk about Mangold and Kathleen Kennedy over here. What does this mean for the future?
Why are we talking about this right now?
He's got 2 films in the can with them. And you look at this and you look at everything that we've just talked about and you ask yourself, do you think it's because he just listened to what she said and like he's okay with that? Or like I just don't see his imprint on this, you know what I mean? Like I just don't like this doesn't feel like a Mangold story, you know what I mean?
What else has he done?
Logan,
He did
Outside of
Logan,
Logan.
The
did
Wolverine,
Wolverine.
Ford v Ferrari, 310 to Yuma, and there's something else.
Then yes, I would agree that this feels like it has a Disney Kathleen
It's a
Kennedy
Disney
stamp
Kathleen
of
Kennedy
approval
spin.
on
That
it. It's
stank on
And
it.
it's also got that summer blockbuster filmed on a fucking green screen vibe
Yeah.
when this should be on location or
I mean-
should be on a set constructed on a lot with proper lighting and like, you know what I mean? Like,
But with Disney, we're not going to get,
I know, and that's
hearts
part of
ripped
the
out
problem.
chest, faces melting off.
well,
Like,
actually, I
that's
thought
what-
this was kind of brutally violent in some
Oh, yeah.
instances.
Yeah.
Especially during Act 3 when the spears are coming through the plane.
That was cool.
So, there
We didn't even
the
mention that Indy is wanted for murder falsely.
well, that's the thing. Is
That
like,
didn't really
'Cause is it
factor
ever
at all.
mentioned
Because yeah,
again?
that's the thing. It never comes up again. And like, not only that, I feel like that's the big clearing Indiana Jones's name should have been a plot point, and like
Yeah.
it just never comes up again. You know,
You had all the
and that's-
random shit with the CIA agent that just was like here and there. Like we didn't need her character.
And there's also just like,
exactly.
yeah, you forget about
Yes.
her.
Black woman with the afro.
She was
Shawnette
CIA?
Renee
Yes.
Wilson.
yeah, Renee
Oh.
Will. She
And
was,
remember, she cuts off because the whole deal with Voller's actually written quite well. His whole deal with the CIA was, I'll build you the rocket, but I need you to help me. But I need to be able. I can have some funding to look for this. And after they shot and killed however many people, she cut them off, and then they killed her on the plane and just hijacked the plane. So, yeah, she was useless. She did nothing. And then I'm trying to think. If there's anything I missed before I go into, I guess we should
can
talk
we-
about the time dial, huh?
Oh, wait, should we talk about Teddy really quick?
We already talked about him.
I mean, can I just say, as far as like child sidekicks go, Transformers, I fucking hated the kid in that. I didn't
LaBeouf?
hate Teddy. I didn't. Like, I'll say it, like, for what it's worth, he was an okay sidekick. Like, I like that he was there. It was fun to have him. Like, I didn't hate him. They do turn him into a murderer. He drowns that big guy.
good.
Well, he also was being held captive. So.
True.
Killer
yes.
be killed, Liz.
That was the most brutal death in the
I
movie.
And
did-
he didn't even
That
know how to
was.
swim. He was
He did.
handcuffed
He
underwater.
used Antonio Banderas's
Yeah,
plot.
push, pull.
Yeah, push pull, and I just thought he wasn't.
He was exactly like the overall movie.
Yeah.
Serviceable.
He got the
Teddy
job
is
done.
serviceable.
All right, so let's talk about the time dial real quick. So the time dial is Archimedes' dial, and he is a Roman mathematician who used mathematics and science to create a device that finds fissures in time.
Not in real life, just in the movie.
Just in movie.
He did none of
And
this in real life.
Maybe.
It is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just not used for time travel.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
We don't know that. but-
So Archimedes, so it's explained to us that this thing can be calibrated to a certain time and place, and that when the fissure in time opens up, it'll point you in that direction, and you can go back in time.
Time
Now,
jump,
here's
yeah.
the convoluted part about this. Is there because what you come to find out is that it's a time loop. It's always only meant to point him back to this moment in time to help with the battle?
Yeah,
That's what it
was.
seemed
it's,
like.
It's so he makes it so that they always have somebody coming back to save them.
Yeah.
From the Romans or whatever, or from the.
And they
And
only
that
really
this-
they only really did that by accident.
No, Archimedes did that.
No.
Deliberately.
I mean
Oh.
the fact that they saved that. It wasn't like
Yeah.
this is a rescue mission. It's like we
Yeah.
happen to fly some planes
And-
around,
well,
that's
and
the,
the bad
you know,
guys
the-
got scared.
But that's the thing, when
like,
they-
self-fulfilling prophecy. Of it
That's the
all.
thing. When they reveal that it's always meant to go back to that place, it creates the fucking time loop paradox. And the problem is that there is no choices now. Everything's predetermined. So when they said that, and fucking Indy's like, I should just stay here, it's like, I know that isn't going to happen. Because it can't happen. Because you need to go back, so this way you're still alive, so the original you can come back. It's like, it's not,
Wait.
you can't change that. Once you create a loop, there's no
hold on.
predeterminates.
Why does he need to go back?
Yeah, no. Moving forward, he doesn't need to go back.
He doesn't need to go back.
No, I'm saying the time dial only ever pointed to one direction.
Yes, but
Yes.
Indy does not need to go back.
No.
He could complete the mission and die in whatever fucking year that was.
No, but that's the thing, is that it's a loop, so it's going to happen again. Like
Yeah.
but
So if
time
Indy
is
doesn't
non-linear
go back
once time
to
travels
his
introduced.
time-
But he doesn't need to go back.
See, this is the problem that it causes right here.
What?
There's
Is
no
that
problem.
you can't agree on the logic of this.
No.
I think you're wrong.
No. I think you're wrong. That's
No.
what the point of the time loop
No,
is.
He gets
needed
the
to go,
device there.
Uh-huh.
The loop is fulfilled.
yeah, done.
No. But after they got that, they literally specify that this has happened and it will happen again. It
Yeah,
always
Well,
happens.
he said it's always meant to lead to here.
So if Indy stays in 214 BC, we will not complete the loop.
How would it not
You will.
complete the loop?
Indy has completed the loop. They take the time dial away. Indy just stays there.
So
and
you're
dies.
saying-
Archimedes
Well, no,
builds it
well-
again.
Okay, I think I see what you're saying because now
do
going forward,
so-
Indiana Jones just cannot exist in the future because
He will.
Because
he will.
he's already completed the mission,
Yeah.
so he
But
doesn't need to go back
he
to
will
69.
but if he has, I'll put it like this: if he has free choice, like if it's not a loop, it is he just has to go there and keep dying.
No. I don't know what you're getting out of the loop. The loop is Archimedes builds the dial, goes forward in time. Harrison Ford uses it and goes back.
Yes.
Close of loop. He does that for him to go back to the future.
Yeah.
That's not part of the loop. It's one.
Yeah, but I'm
two.
saying from this point here,
Yeah.
is that. But here's the thing: is that this whole loop is gonna happen again.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
can't just be having dead Harrison Ford
Why not?
show up.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
In 214, you're gonna have a
it's-
pile of Harrison
in
Fords.
the-
They have to keep leaving.
No.
concept of this is that
You're
all
looking
time
at
is
time
cyclical.
linearly.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at time
No.
linearly.
No, he's he's saying the problem is this happens once. Okay, everything goes through. The second time, oh shit, now we have 2 Harrison Ford show up.
But you're saying that like
See, they didn't
you-
specify
you're-
any of this.
But you're not. You're looking at time wrong.
the way that this is looked at.
The
because
loop.
they
The
say
loop
it's a
is the loop.
repeatable-
The loop is. Archimedes builds the dial. It goes forward in time. Brings Harrison Ford back. It's not like there's going to be more Harrison Fords. It just now you're back at in Rome,
Yeah,
and it starts again.
It's just a cycle. It's a
It's
circle.
a cycle. It's
not-
always the one Harrison Ford and one Archimedes. There's not multiple of them. It's just that because you're moving forward and backwards in time, it just keeps. It's a circular logic.
Yeah.
It's not like you just like Harrison Ford's going to show up
Yeah,
and see
but-
his own dead
Well,
body.
but now is the
'Cause
thing
he's
is that.
there's only one.
But here's the thing: is that
Indiana
if you
Jones.
get the time dial right, let's say you, Nick Haberstar, to get the time dial right, you go through that fissure. You're gonna see Harrison Ford at some point come through the fissure and then leave or die.
No, because you wouldn't be going back in time again.
Yes, you would. They specified the dial only points to this point in history, so someone's always coming to help them. So
Yeah, and that one person is Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No one else is going to use the dial again.
But I'm saying, but that's the thing. It's not a nobody else uses. The logic is if somebody else does, you're going to that spot and you're seeing the history that's now played out. Is Indiana Jones? Did he die or did he leave?
No, because it only
Indiana
happens-
Jones used it.
Because the time dial.
Okay.
But no, wait, stop. The time dial.
You're
only,
going to talk to me about time travel,
Stop.
motherfucker?
The
Yeah.
time dial only opens between this one time and that one time.
Yes.
That's it. It's not like, moving forward. There's not like, in 100 years, the time dial will open again.
So then how did Voller know that they had a specific time to go to?
from the coordinates or like from the maths that he did, like.
Yeah,
No, I thought it was they put it together and then it calibrates where there's a fissure.
Nope. They remember
That's
they
the
were
way-
like 08, 20,
yeah, it was like
69 or
August
whatever.
20th, 69, August
Right.
20th, 39. So I think we are now implying that the siege of Syracuse was Julius calendar, August 20th,
It was.
214
Right.
Plus,
BC.
Exactly.
plus everything being off because of continental
shift.
Shift.
Yeah.
So that those dates were also just wrong.
It's just 2 set dates. It's not every 15 years there's a fissure.
So there's a
at this
point
time.
there's a point A and there's a point B and then that's it.
Yeah.
But then
Somehow
what did
he,
continental shift had to play with anything?
it was that was kind of like a red herring. He was just trying to get him to bail.
Wait a minute. They
I don't
didn't
know. I
show
don't
up.
think it was a red
Where were
herring.
they going back to originally? Where did
Poland.
they think they
were going to Poland.
Well, they were going
And
back to World War
And
So-
II.
But were they going
Oh.
to Italy?
No.
No.
They,
Oh,
yeah,
they-
that's
or
fair.
they- did
So
they
they just
show-
ended up in Italy from the
Okay,
continental
yeah.
shift.
See,
It's
that's
time
what I'm
travel,
saying.
Not
That's what I'm
physi-
saying.
Space travel.
Oh, well, hold on. That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Is that like
and isn't.
when they got in that
they're,
plane?
They're moving through space as a normal plane.
But like they should have landed in Poland.
No.
Or- yes.
No. They travel through the portal exactly because they were in Italy. where
I
they
understand.
left
Never
from.
mind. We're good.
They
They
could have
thought they
flown
were-
from there to Poland. They
Yeah.
didn't think they were
Yes.
coming out in Poland.
Okay.
They thought they were coming out in Italy and flying to
yes, because they
Poland.
did talk about having another plane or something. That's why they had like the uniforms
Yeah.
and stuff so that they could like jump on
So
a plane.
they-
We're getting like way too into the minutia
Yes.
for this
Well,
conversation.
no, because that absolutely matters. In
but
this.
I think
like,
I
it's a
think
time
what,
travel
what
movie.
would have mattered.
They
but,
asked for this,
but that's the thing is time travel is an element. This is not a time travel movie. They used time travel as a plot device.
Now, would
To
you
do
guys
one
have
thing.
preferred?
Yeah, that's it.
Now, let me ask you a question. Did you guys ever see this going the way that we thought it was a couple months ago, where it was going to be, oh fuck, we're going through there's an old Indian, a young Indian, we're going through these
I
movies,
was really,
and
I didn't. It wasn't until like a week or
we're
two.
we're erasing Temple of Doom from canon. Okay,
That would have been so. I'll to be honest with you, think I would have preferred that to this,
yes,
or had like we said, pull this plot device way forward in the movie, and then Mads Mikkelsen does his plan, and Indy's got to like take down the Nazis.
Yeah,
again.
take
Yeah.
me back to take old Indy back to the Nazis. Like that would be so cool to see him like now in a different.
I don't
stage
know
of his
how
life
they
and
do
go
it.
through it.
Yeah, I didn't think the time travel was going to be back to ancient Roman
Which
times.
was-
Which was
so-
like a cool
so
thing.
so small of a part of the movie. Had they done it, and he went back in time, and he worked with Archimedes, and they
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Archimedes helps him rebuild
That's
the plane,
what
and
I
he can
thought
go
when
back
I
to
saw-
his original time.
When I saw the Archimedes set pictures that came out 2 years ago, because regardless of what anyone tells you, this movie was not reshot multiple times. This was their ending. Like, this is what they went with in the script, however much they worked on that. But I thought this was going to be like either a prologue where like this is like they give you like, you know, in the beginning, you know, that type of thing, or it was going to be like a section where they do time travel, or it was going to be that where they time travel in the beginning and now they're stuck there. Like, you ever see that movie Timeline? They time travel in the beginning, they get
Oh, yeah.
stuck there. Like, that's what I thought.
about Back to the Future, he
Or
gets stuck
even-
in 1955.
Even if you want to do the whole two indies thing, if you really want to go that route, I don't know how they do it. They'd figure it out. It probably wouldn't be good, but
have a young actor play.
there
Indiana Jones.
is a Spider-Man game from 2011 called Edge of Time, and for whatever reason, there's a time portal that opens up that Spider-Man 2099 can talk to the one in our time and back and forth. So they have to defeat enemies across 2,000 years of history because somebody can jump in and out of portals, type of thing. Like, even if you wanted to do that, you know what I mean? Like, something has to happen in the past for, you know, it just becomes this, like you said, a device to bring us to this very weirdly paced and staged third act. Like, it just didn't feel like an Indiana
for
Jones
Indiana
movie.
Jones to go and say, "Just let me die."
Yeah.
Well, because what he said, he was like, he's like, look, this is what I've literally been studying my whole life. It's fucking awesome for me to be here. It's a classic
Told
dad
you.
thing. Like, he's just like, look, I got to go back to World War II, of this time.
So they're on the plane. Interesting action set piece. Actually, the least horrific way an indie villain has died. The first Bellic got his face melted off. Temple of Doom, he got his heart ripped out, right? Kalima. And then the Last Crusade was what happened to them in the Last Crusade?
They aged.
They aged, yes. The drinky drink.
The old beach.
You have not chosen wisely.
Yeah. And then what's the
Aliens.
too much knowledge, and her head exploded. Her eyes literally turned into fire.
Sam
This
Neill.
is a lot.
And
is
this
a lot
one
of
is just a
Sisu.
plane crash,
It's
you
still a
know?
lot of Sisu moments. You know, there's
Yeah.
a fight on a plane with a Nazi. Some people die from
Dropped
falling out the
from-
bay.
yeah,
Crashes.
into a giant mud puddle.
Mud.
So would you guys have preferred it if he stayed?
I'll tell you what I thought was going to happen.
What did you think was gonna
I
happen?
thought we were gonna. So he gets knocked out. They go back to the future, and then they reintroduce Marion. I was like, we're gonna get a fucking Mutt Williams, Phoebe Waller-Bridge went back and tipped him off. Hey, don't enlist. And Mutt Williams is gonna show up.
That would have been
That would have felt like some type of
yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it's some kind of something.
I don't
No,
know.
I'll just come back when nothing has changed, and I'll
Tell-
let you kiss my elbow.
That remember your wife who's racked with depression. I'll just tell her to come back.
She's
Yeah.
buying groceries.
We just resolved that, me and her.
I also love
we
how
figured it out.
I love how they were like, you need to go to the future. You need modern medicine. You need this, and then we cut to the future, and he's just got an ace bandage wrapped around him. I was like, modern medicine, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you put some
Put
like
some dirt on it.
Why didn't like?
antibacterial
She
soap?
punched him right
Yeah.
across the face.
Yeah.
I do like how her punches sound just as powerful
Beefy.
as his do.
Thwappy,
Yeah. I'm glad that he did thwap some people in this movie because Crystal Skull, he didn't punch anybody in the face. But even this, I was just like, bro, you're old, bro. Like, if you're still throwing punches like that, you're definitely some sort of superhuman at that age.
I really like I said it before. I don't want Indiana Jones to get into time travel. We already discussed what they could have done that would have been more satisfying, but I still think they shouldn't have done it. Like, to me, it's not in the spirit of Indiana Jones. To me, it's like you take existing lore, folklore, religious lore, and use that. But they're like that. I felt that's why I didn't like one of the reasons I didn't like Crystal Skull, because I'm like, you're just making up sci-fi concepts now.
Did a similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, like, after we've watched every superhero just jump through a portal, run so fast that they can change time, the fact that this was grounded in some sort of science and math, no matter how much you have to suspend disbelief for all of that, I could appreciate that more than some other things.
No.
No, I can.
That's why she gave it a 6.5.
Yeah,
and we
I
gave it a
can-
6.
This was a direct response to LOL Aliens. They're like, guys,
Yeah.
it's true because of math. I'm
don't
going to tell you
understand why-
16 times. It's math if you want to believe it's magic or not.
Well,
it's
like
rooted
Pat
in
said,
math.
I think last week, those aliens were interdimensional beings, so that's still math.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's this one, they literally called it out like 15 times to be like, magic or not, this is math.
I swear to God,
I'm glad
Kathleen
you said
Kennedy
that.
goes on Reddit and finds what's the problem with her original movie, and they base a sequel around that.
I will say, I'm sitting over here like, I can suspend disbelief. But then they start talking to Archimedes, and I go, that's not Latin.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That's not Latin.
Yeah.
So I looked it up because I couldn't,
a thousand
like you said, I couldn't let
again.
the degree thing go. I couldn't let this language thing go. I had to look up what language they would speak in Sicily in 214. And it was either Latin or Greek. It was not Italian. It was
So
like,
they were speaking Latin to them. weren't
I think
they?
they were.
I don't know if that was Latin.
Because it makes
sounded
sense
like
to me that Indiana Jones would know Latin.
Yeah.
Yes.
That- yeah, same. Elena
so
would too.
so as a person who took Latin in high school, that didn't I did
Not an internationally known, renowned explorer that speaks a dead language fluently. Go on.
I don't know. It didn't sound necessarily like Latin to me, but
All right.
I'd love to know.
And the last
Our
thing I
last
just
Put it in the
expert-
comments.
Hold on.
expert.
I got a question for you. The big, huge, the line that they used in all the trailers was when Indiana Jones is like, I've seen a lot of stuff, and it's not what you believe, but how hard you believe it.
Oh,
Does that mean anything, or is it just something that they were like smoking weed and they're like, that sounds really profound? What does that mean?
Isn't that from Raiders?
Is it?
Pretty sure it's a callback.
If it is, then I'll take. Then
Yeah,
then
it is.
cool.
I'm pretty
But
sure it's a
what does that
callback.
mean in the context of this movie?
Whether you believe it's math or not.
This will make them smile for a quick second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair
Honestly.
enough.
So the only last thing I just have to say, this could have been 15 minutes shorter. I think they could have cut one
And
of
a
the
half
This
hours.
episode of the podcast.
This episode of the podcast and the fucking Indiana Jones movie could have been 15 minutes shorter.
Let's watch
So
people get hurt.
let's do it.
okay.
Please play the song.
Okay, I'm going. I'm sorry. I was looking up the quote.
Oh yeah, it's the clip of the week. Oh, it's the clip of the week. It's the clip of the week.
I was doing the dance, but like an old man.
Oh, you were.
Oh, what the
Oh God, wait. Start it over. I missed it.
Oh, you're using my clip.
Hold on, wait,
This is
wait.
the one I've already seen, but it's still.
Oh! Wait, watch. Dingle, dingle, dingle.
Oh,
Ring the
dingle.
light bell.
Dingle. So for the people who are just listening, my guy is hanging off the edge of a building, and I guess he jumps off. It's only like one story. It's not too far, but he hits the ground, and his ankle gets crushed by a giant piece of
slab of
He gets it
bricks.
out of there
Couple
pretty quick,
bricks.
though. Look at that. He moves
Boom.
it.
And then
Or was it
just
launched?
broken?
Maybe.
Dangle, dangle, dangle.
Oh no.
Like a
See,
tonsil.
that shit is like when an MMA fighter kicks somebody's leg and it absolutely just snaps.
It's a doctor stoppage. Okay. Like,
What does he say?
He's in shock.
He
doesn't
says, "Don't
say
go
anything.
see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny."
I've broken a leg.
I've broken my leg.
This
This
is
is-
I
the
bet you wish you had a
caliber
fucking
of.
time dial that took you back a couple seconds.
Go back to the very first frame.
Oh God.
Does keep all the way. Does that not look like a landscape turned sideways? I look at
Kind
this and
of,
I'm like,
yeah.
there's a beach
Oh,
in
yeah.
the ocean.
Oh shit! That looks like
Oh,
a tidal
yeah.
wave. A fucking tidal wave.
Yeah, right. There's the white
Yeah,
water.
and there's
That's a
like
good
some
one.
sort of like parking or
Yeah,
something.
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
somebody's
found,
laying
I
down.
found this good Twitter account called like Out of Context Humans, I think it's
Yeah.
called.
Ooh,
And
love
so it's
that.
pretty much just like 5-6 second clips of people getting hurt.
One more for Garode.
This is when, you know, when
Fuck.
Indy was like, what the fuck am I doing climbing up?
Yeah.
This is what was
This
gonna
is like
happen.
some early 2000s, like what I would want to see on like Scarred on MTV with Jacoby Shaddix. This is the content I'd like to see.
Thanks for specifying.
You're welcome.
Not the other scarred with
Water
Oprah,
displacement.
with Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, you could have just pissed in that drain and it would have opened up.
There was
I
no,
haven't gone to the bathroom this entire
no
time.
additional water got
Yeah.
into that cave over 2,000 years.
It's under renovation. Nobody's gone in.
Yes.
Why
It's
aren't
why-
his hands shaking?
Why is
He's
the-
80 years old. Why don't his hands shake?
Why is the cave under renovation?
Cause
They were trying to get inside all the dead bodies. I don't know, dude. Let's stop trying to make sense out of nonsense.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Clip of the week was good. We'll see you guys next week for a shorter episode for sure. Goodbye.